Welcome to the Old World Fanatics, your Warhammer fantasy podcast to quench your hobby thirst for all things the old world. I'm one of your hosts, Gommo, and I'm joined, as usual, by my co-hosts and awesome gentlemen, Andrew, Josh, my giants in waiting. How are you going, everyone?
Sacrificial giant. You can see Josh is the favourite, clearly.
Am I don't
somebody
even know
in. I
what
sent in
happened.
Andrew.
Right, yeah. We're blowing the lead there, but anyway, we'll get to that.
I know. What the heck?
We have got a monster episode. We got games in. Andrew and I got games in. You're about to get games in, Josh. The next couple of weeks is going to be crazy. And not only that, GW just threw a heap of crap and good stuff. Not just, I'm not meaning crap, it was crap, but just stuff on the wall last week to go through too. Like it's just, Andrew and I have done a few little videos and probably ones that we probably shouldn't have uploaded. But anyway, that was a bit of fun.
Don't worry about that.
We'll review all this on the podcast. We've had a good few days to let it, all the stuff GW have done. What's the word called when you just let it simmer or, stew? Yeah. Is that the right word? Marinate?
Yeah. Marinate.
And then we'll see what you guys think. So cool. We have, as I said, we're going to go through. Andrew and I got games in on the weekend at Old Hammer Summer Slam in Sydney.
So good.
So good.
So keen to hear how you guys went.
So good. And then we've also we'll cover the whole LVO releases quickly. Like, well, there's a lot here. It wasn't just IL, so probably need to have a chat about that. But FAQ updates came out last week. Andrew and I did a pretty much straight up reaction after reading them for 30 minutes. And so maybe, and I hadn't talked to Josh about these things, so it'd be good to just, we won't do it, page by page, but let's just skim through the top.
I want to see Josh's
It's a pretty good video considering it had 30 minutes to stew on it.
Was it? I don't think I went back through it. I swear we made two glaring mistakes on it, didn't we? We read something wrong.
30 minutes.
Yeah.
At least one of us. Yeah, I think I stuffed up one and definitely
screwed the canon one up.
Yeah,
we will get into that. But as a result,
I obviously didn't know about those mistakes, so that's why.
Yeah. As a result, we're changing the structure a bit here, and we're going to probably do this moving forward. We do our patrons up front here. We're going to talk about our patrons in a minute, but we're going to split our show into two. It's all one still thing here, but we're going to try push the main topic, which is currently going to be Old Hammer results. Andrew and myself going through that. That's our main topic. It's going to probably take half the show, and then we're going to come back to the second half, finish off some Patreon questions, give them their shout outs, get through some news, hobby, and some of these other topics around. Obviously, news is LVO, plus some of the FAQ updates we had. So we're going to try, it's New Year, try something different. We want to get to the main topics a bit quicker. Sometimes I feel like, it's late at night and we start
an hour and a half into the episode.
So I'll try to keep the time the same.
But we'll sleepy by the time we get to the main topic.
Try it. We'll see how we go anyway. But don't worry, patrons, you will still get your shout out about halfway through. And for those who are just joining, we do have a Patreon over on patreon.com/oldworldfanatics, obviously plus the YouTube channel. Jump over there. There's different tiers there to help us. Basically, it's a big thank you. Basically, the patrons, 44 or whatever the paid ones, help us turn up every week. So big thank you. Like you said, you will get a shout out. You also get a private Discord channel over on the Australian Discord. Old World channel server. Is that what it's called?
Sweet channel. Very active.
So it's very active, and you get to send questions in, which we answer on the show, which I'll probably throw one up as a bit of a teaser. Sometimes we get lots. This time we've got a few here, but we'll just throw up one in a minute. But check that out, guys. I should actually be better and put a thing up here when I'm doing that now that I'm not doing the full shout out straight away. Oh, hang on. There we go. Over at patreon.com/oldworldfanatics. But just for a little a taster, Jarrett Kruger did say, how many new armies are each of our lovely co-hosts going to start after seeing the preview? And if the answer is less than 2, why? So... Well, anyone got any answers on that one?
I've already got high elves. I can't. I've got too many high elves. So, I don't know. Does that take that out of it?
Oh, there's plenty of, what are they called over there? They're not provinces. What are they called over in, you're going to start one of the armies of
In
infamy.
Ulth one. Well, I'm going to start another Ulth one army, but it's like.
No, but you'll do an army of infamy. That's classed as a different army, I think.
Oh, is it?
Legitimately.
Oh, well, if that's classed as another army, then I'm going to have so many armies.
Out of the two that you've heard, not that we know anything about them.
No.
Out of the two that you've heard, which I guess we'll get to in news, is there one that, you're a bit more excited about? I know you've had a nice love-hate relationship with the, what is it called? The sea, yeah.
But I saw its power. So, yeah,
maybe if you can't beat them, join them.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I was thinking. If I can get a nice, shitty OP list where I just have to sit back and have my 120 poison block of high elf archers, I mean, so be it.
Loving it. Yeah, that's how you win tournaments.
Yep.
No, that sounds good. I mean, Andrew and I technically have this. Well, we haven't fully done anything with it yet, but our plan was to do like a shared Beastman army. So I guess at some point we'll get that done. So that counts as one.
Yeah.
I don't think it'll be this year. Well, sorry, I might start some things this year, but from looking at
anything
the
in the box? Nothing's in the box but Beastman, is it? The painting box.
In the box. Oh.
You know the painting box? Have you got the painting box? You put all the to-do painting.
Oh, there's heaps of stuff other than this. Is that what you mean?
Is it a box? Don't you call it a painting box?
The problem right now that I've got a 3D printer, there's not one section anymore. It's littered everywhere.
Oh.
It's even in the spare room out the back. Some of it in there. Some of it.
Okay.
I don't know. I just print too much, and then I go, where am I going to put this stuff? So, yeah. Anyway, Josh, you starting any or not?
A high elf army.
No, just we won't break the lead here, though everyone knows what it is. There's at least 3 things announced at LVO. Jared's just saying, as any of the 3, I guess, interesting to you.
I'm not starting a new army at this point.
Oh,
well, that's because I could see, the missus behind you there. So. No, but you've also got wood. In your defense, there's wood elves coming after Beastmen. So not that I'm saying you're probably going to start a new army, but you might be jumping on armies of infamy for that one.
Oh, I could well be. Yeah, I could well be for the wood elves. Sorry, I didn't realize that was part of the review.
Well,
the wood elves in the review.
I'm helping you guys here. Yeah, no one's committing to any of these new armies.
Wood elves are coming. They're coming. Surely,
they're
if
coming.
the
Classic crack for a reason,
it was a surprise. Clearly, it's before that. They've got to be out this year, surely. Like the next 6 months.
Our predictions were. You guys actually were more aggressive than me in your predictions. I think you're going to be right. So, anyway, we'll get to that. Let's get on to.
What was my prediction again? I have to go back to that video. How long ago was it? 3 weeks ago? Or is it always forgotten?
It was, I think I was saying end of summer, which, end of winter our time, and you guys started saying, I know Andrew, I think, was saying even like earlier, like middle of the year, they're all out.
I think it was August, September, I thought, maybe.
Oh, okay. Maybe it was Josh who said it was earlier.
I think it was me.
Yeah, I think it was
Josh. Yeah, okay, cool.
Prepared to be wildly wrong.
Awesome. Okay, well, we're going to jump on our main topic, Oldhammer. Josh, Andrew, you want to give a bit of an overview of what it was, just so people know what we're talking about? Should I have brought the pack up? No, who cares?
Yeah, so the Western Sydney guys, who are a fantastic bunch of blokes. I was quite surprised how friendly everyone was, and it seemed like a real cool crowd. Anyway,
and we had to spend the night before in Blacktown, so we were a little worried.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Location aside. We ended up going. They've got like a few local clubs, it seems, but it seems like a one sort of scene, pretty close knit scene. They
Western City Wargamers. Is that the actual? I should have probably talked to Michael about this, but
surely, yeah.
Western Sydney Wargamers.
Yeah. Okay.
Shout out. I'll put it on the notes. Yeah.
Yeah, sweet. Anyway, they run multiple. They're actually pretty good, pretty active in the tournament scene. So they run multiple events throughout the year. Some bigger than others, and the one that we went to was a 3-day called Oldhammer, 3-game 1-day tournament called Oldhammer. It literally only just finished on the 18th. It was Quite a nice venue. I don't know how big they can go, but I think it was coming down to terrain and tables they were talking about. But at the moment, it seems like they're around 30 players. I think it was a 28 player cap.
Yeah, I think they can get it up to 40 in those two rooms. I think pretty comfortably, and that's still pretty comfortable.
Yeah, that was super comfortable. It was. There wasn't really a lot of meta in there. So there was no sort of like restrictions for it. It was pretty open. It was.
It was the Throne of Skulls comp, technically.
Was it?
Oh,
yeah. You wouldn't have even noticed it, but it was technically, because it was 25% characters.
Sorry,
Is that what I said? What did I say? Yeah. No level 4, 1 level 3, and that was it. But it wasn't the same points as Throne of Skulls.
Yeah,
wait,
it
so
was 1750.
25% characters,
Max.
like one max in total?
No, sorry, like one character, like Throne of Skulls comp. One character can only be, sorry.
Yeah, one character can be no more than 25%. Yeah, okay.
It seems like Throne of Skulls has been
exactly the same as Throne of Skulls. Yeah.
Yes.
Sort of adopted worldwide to a certain degree. So
1750, 1750 points though. So that like changed the whole thing. It wasn't it was lower comp as well. Plus you couldn't max out a character 20, which when you go 1750, it doesn't just knock out the Chaos Dragon. Then it knocks out a lot of other big ones. Yeah,
that's 437 points. Wow.
Yeah.
It
Wow.
was good.
That's
it was actually really
different.
good comp.
Yeah.
I felt like there wasn't too many super duper guys on monsters, except for in my list. So I felt like I got it a bit easy against some of the other guys. But definitely I didn't feel like there was a dominant dragon or something that you didn't want to face, really.
Was there any dragons there? Did you guys see any dragons at all? I don't know. How could you fit any at 437 points?
There's a couple of bone dragons hanging around. They're pretty good.
So there was.
Okay. I'm surprised you could afford them. Yeah, okay.
I think it was more the, and I'm not sure because I think Andrew played one, but I'm guessing it's probably more the like the high priests on them.
Yeah, well, I'm not too sure what Keith had with his setup. He had one, obviously. I just don't know, like, it didn't seem like he had a lot of stuff decked out magic-wise. Like, there wasn't, I don't know if he had the full 100 points allowance. But definitely like things like Vamps and Chaos and High Elves where like you've got your ability to get your magic item allowance, but then you've got like, vampire skills, things like that. Same with probably Bretonnians. Like as in like it's that secondary lot of skills, I think, that really bumps those points up and makes you quite deadly. Like Chaos Marks, things like that. Yeah. So there wasn't a lot of...
There's a synergistic effect, Yeah.
Wasn't a lot of big monsters, like as in like a lot high point, tough as nails.
That's good.
And then it was just on Saturday, and I think that's
pretty much it. Yeah, I mean, then we rocked up, played 3 games, and had some fun. It was really good. Yeah, definitely will be back. Awesome. That's for sure. Yeah, and they do like at least 4 a year. I think they're even getting to the point where they want to do. They're going to yell at me for not remembering this, but it sounded like one every couple of months or whatever, and then do a 2-day twice a year or once a year or however it fits. Because the cool thing is, and we can talk about tournaments, in the second half of the show a bit. There, it's actually we're trying to talk about our Battle in the Vines one, and it's struggled to even getting trouble to actually even fit it in terms of when can we do it. So that's actually really good. It's just it's going to be a bit of a challenge, I think. Cool. Who wants to go first then? And Josh will have to obviously be answering questions or asking questions as we go.
Are we doing one at a time?
Yeah, it's like game one. Game one.
Okay. Do you want me to go first and then you go first?
Sounds good.
Yeah,
I
think it's always good.
Sounds good. Okay.
Yeah, well, I think it'll be good if Gommo finishes just for the synergy. And then, cool. So I'll hit mine. Josh, if you want to remind me of anything audio-wise that I don't hit, because I am pretty bad at just talking and not explaining it.
Describing it? Yeah.
Describing it.
Yeah.
So I'll throw this up.
I'll do my best.
Cool. So my first game was against Keith from Creaky Gamers.
Yeah, creepy game.
Oh, right. This is the mortuary cult you were playing.
Yeah. Awesome bloke. So hopefully he will throw up a bat rep too, and I'm sure a lot of people in Australia follow him. It's definitely worth a look at. He does just bat reps of all his stuff. But yeah, he's an awesome bloke and he's pretty funny. So yeah, he was running a mortuary cult list. I was trying to remember. I'll go through.
I've got it right here if you want. I can talk about it.
Yeah.
Do you want to read it out quickly?
That'd be good because I've got my
Go for
screen
it.
up with the
Okay. Yeah, so he's got the High Priest on the Necrolith Bone Dragon, Talisman of Protection, Lawfmere, Serpent Staff, Illusion. I will say we were not playing with the FAQ that came out that week, obviously, because poor Pat from 2+4 Gaming had the triple spam list with Wood Elves as well. So he was like,
Beautiful.
great. Yeah, so no, it wasn't
Wait,
just
so how
that,
much
but-
does that come up to points wise? The
Yeah,
that
415.
Priest?
So talking
415,
about, yeah.
perfectly right.
I'm pretty sure
nice.
there was two of them in the tournament at least. Yeah, because that's they're going for the big combat stuff. Well,
Yeah.
not
It
totally,
is-
but you know what I mean.
It is a shame that the comp really functions by essentially ruling out all those nasty dragons. People can't even take them at all. Like, it's like that's a shame.
Yeah. That's why I did suggest. I mean, we'll get into that later. But anyway, cool.
Anyway,
Level
derail
2
you. Keep going.
mortuary priest on foot. Elementalism, amulet, the serpent. So the big high priest is illusion. If people didn't get that. 4 necro serpents in core with the terrors below. 30 skeleton archers with warbows. 2 tomb swarms that are going to be sacrificed. 6 of sharp-edged great bows. Technically 2 necrosphinx. I won't go when they are, and 2 scorpions with 1 with terrors below. So basically,
below.
lots. What's that? 4 monster slayers, and 2 terrors below. Is it? Like the necroserpents and 1 of the scorps. Yep.
Yeah. Sweet. So yeah, but before we start, I'll just say I might have given so I was asking, Keith has only just started playing this army, he's just put this together. It's his first tournament with it. I'm not sure. I think he said he had 1 game possibly before this with the list or something. So he's pretty new. And then I was quizzing him on a terrors below question about if he comes up before or after ambushes. And we just went through the rule book because I didn't really know. I was just seeing if he knew which way it worked, and he wasn't sure about it. So we went through the rule book, and basically the rule book gave us a bum steer because there's an FAQ that neither of us knew about it, but basically he could terrors below. But he didn't roll for his ambushes, and he didn't end up using them before that. So it kind of, I don't think it affected the game.
Oh, okay. But was he going to do that? Like, because I probably screwed that up for you because I put the doubt in your head because I, for some reason, thought.
But the rule book
I'd
says
read,
that. Exactly what the rule book says.
I'd read or saw Discord, and that was probably before that FAQ, that if you roll ambushes, you have to do it, and if you ambush, you have
Start
to
a
bring it
turn
up
subphase. Yep.
Yeah, and then if you don't, you then get to try your other thing. But the FAQ definitely says no. If you've got other rules that interplay with it in that phase, it doesn't mean you have to. You can still do those other rules and then bring it up. So again, if we're saying that wrong, we're not. We're right. So anyway, we'll just keep going. Move on.
Yeah, well, like I said, he rolled for his ambushes and nothing was coming on.
So
up
it didn't
until
matter.
turn 3, turn 4. So I don't think anything vastly changed. Anyway, so I'll do my left to right. So quickly, right out on the very left of flank, I have my unit of Hobgrots, 18. To the right of them, there's a bit of impassable terrain, which is a house out on the left flank. To the right of the house, I had my dwarf Fireglaves. Going into the center, there was a hill that you had to have as your objective. That was the scenario, was basically have a, I'm sure Gommo will get into this too, have a unit on the hill, and then at the end it goes into things like banners. Oh, sorry, it had to have a banner, but things like unit strength and musicians and whatnot.
And stuff.
So my Black Orcs were hopefully just going to go sit on the hill. In the center, I had I'd like to call it pain train, but it wasn't too much of a pain train in this in this tournament. So I had the old the Iron Demon in the center. To the right of that, I had my rocket battery, And then to the right of those, so these were in a forest, I had a group of my hobgrots as well. And to the extreme far right, I put down my orc war boss and my the general, who is the what is he? Chaos dwarf, some exalted sorcerer or something like
whatever
that.
they're called, that prof.
Yeah,
Yeah, whatever it is.
Yeah,
On the Bale, Great Bale Taurus, whatever it is.
On the Taurus, on the big cow. So excuse, most of this is kind of painted. Sorry, I'm still in the midst of painting it. But yeah, everything was undercoated, at least silver for the armored guys, and most of the other stuff was painted. Before we start, I was really, really worried about this game. I've watched Keith play. Keith gets pretty good. He's always towards those sort of like mid-upper tables. And I'm just like, oh shit. Looking at his list, I'm like, I'm in trouble. You know, what he had on it. Anyway, I won't get into it too much. But yeah, out the right, he put his Sharpties. They were going to be my number one target. Sorry, out on his left.
Where were they across from on your end?
Straight across from my Bale Taurus and my Black Orc on.
Okay. Yep.
So they're my attackers really, because Black Orcs in the center are a bit slow. The Iron Demon's a little bit slow, so they're a lot my shock troops. Just sending these two in together.
Yeah.
So they're
Sharpties will fall over if you hit them hard enough, because they're not.
Yeah,
they're monstrous infantry. Tough 4, 3 wounds.
Yeah. And I couldn't just leave them there plonking out shots at me. Out of everything, It was like, those were going to hurt.
Yeah. Strength 6, multi-wound 2, whatever it is. Yeah.
Yeah. So I've run out to that. So basically, the bow sharpness to the right of him is a dragon and a necrosphinx. So I was like, well...
Hiding behind the building.
Yeah, behind the building. Yeah. So I couldn't see them with my war machines. But I figured, I might be able to flush them out by sending these two in once I take out the bow sharpties. And then, yeah, in his center, he had a heap of archers, his huge poison archer block. So basically,
that's a massive block.
Yeah, it was. So turn 1.
30?
No.
Yeah, 30. 30.
Oh, that's not bad. Bigger. Sorry. It looked bigger.
Oh, it's bad. It's bad. So, anyway, on the
only
right.
30. What days we live in.
Only 30. I sent my guys straight forward, so they're good for a charge next turn. They were going to be within the movement, so they could both charge in and not get a stand and shoot. So minimum movement. In the center, I sent up my Iron Demon straight towards the archers. I figured get my Iron Demon in, hopefully take them out of contention. For a few turns, and I might be able to mop up some other things. I sent my Black Orc straight into the middle, onto the hill, and they were staring down the. There was one scorpion that didn't end up ambushing, and another Necrosphinx. So I'm like, I'll send them against the Necrosphinx and the Scorpion. To be honest, I was not really too confident in how this was going to go. But yeah, anyway, we'll see how that goes. And then to the left, basically, he ended up sort of like put everything on his right, and then they just beelined it to the left. So now I had my dwarfs that were out of place and my hobgrots that were out of place. So that kind of sucked.
Because they're all pretty mobile, hey? Those flyer. Yeah.
So yeah, his first round of shooting, he was able to plonk off. It was only 1 wound, but this was the funny thing is he was getting 7 to 8 poisons each time he shot on average through. So I had a 3-up save against that, and as you can imagine,
you should get 2 wounds, but not sometimes 1, and that's probably what you're getting.
Yeah, because he had the re-rolling ones. I think it was.
Did he have? Because he only had the level 2 elementalism, no law for me, so I didn't roll up Plague of Rust.
No, not Plague of Rust, but he had the one where you could re-roll. Is it re-roll ones?
Yeah, re-roll ones. Yeah.
Yeah, and he just every time it was just like 7, 8, 7, and was like, holy shit. So I was starting to fail them. So yeah, this is turn 2. Basically, he's moved. Was it his turn 2 or maybe turn 3? Sorry. So he's moved his dragon over a little bit. I wasn't too sure exactly what to do here. So because was a little bit worried with this Necro Sphinx, exactly what he was going to do. So basically, his Necro Sphinx sort of went up and turned around. This was the one next to the dragon, and was sort of threatening my Black Orcs from like one flank. As you knew, there was a Necro Sphinx and the Scorpion in front. So I was a bit like, oh no, he's going to flank something.
He's just flown over him type thing. He's just like,
so he just flew it over in the end. I was surprised it didn't go in. And basically, I've turned around to face the other one. It was one of those things, you know, when they're on so many.
So annoying. Yeah, and then you go, should I turn? Should I not? Yeah, should I take a? Yeah, that's frustrating. Then, at least you got him in your front.
Yeah, well, that's it. And me being a spastic, of course, I turned my Iron Demon away towards the Scorpion to shoot that. Only got one wound off, even though I was that close. I think it got like a 4 and a misfire or something stupid. As you can see, my goblins and dwarves are still trying to move over into the center, plugging away.
You did take out the Sharpty though. Bow Sharpty are gone.
Yeah, the Bow Sharpty's gone, and I believe he blew up possibly I think he did blew up my rocket launcher. So that's gone.
Yeah.
I forgot. Oh yeah, sorry. He shot at my rocket launcher first up, not my Iron Demon. So that was destroyed.
Can I ask you, can you go back to that shot? So maybe I'm blowing the lead here. Actually, no.
Oh, hang on.
Can I ask you a question about there?
Yep.
It feels like you could have like overrun or something with the war boss and then gone after his dragon, but kept your Bale Taurus. Like the dragon's going to fly away, but then the Bale Taurus can charge it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well,
pit him on both sides.
I kind of wanted to threaten other things. Right. And then I did go, you'll see, I ended up chasing around.
Okay.
So I was just kind of wanted to save the center. But his dragon, I actually said, because when I moved up into contact with the, because he moved them over, and then I was like, oh, is it going to hit? I think we discussed that before, and we might have, or maybe it was a line of sight thing. But anyway, he did get out of the way, so it was fine. It's just like, you know, like people sometimes move their models and you discuss, might say, oh, I'm out of line of sight sort of thing. You don't want to,
Yeah.
But I didn't go down there. So anyway, carrying on, basically, I ended up moving. You can't see them now, but the Bale Taurus and the Orc War Boss went up to the top to threaten his dragon and also get into contact with those stupid swarms that he kept using to get his spells
They're behind the building, or they're right next to the building.
Behind
there
the skeleton.
Yeah, I see him.
So I was sort
just
of
chewing through them.
chewing through them. You can see my Iron Demon is gone. It got eaten up by the archers, taking those wounds. Anyway, he's moved all his stuff around. So I had 2 Necro Sphinxes and his Scorpion facing down my Black Orcs in the middle. And I'm like, well, here we go. This is going to be fun. And everything I've got is trying to beeline it to the center, trying to be a bit sneaky because obviously there's a 3 points, 3 points for getting battle points for getting the center. So that's the objective. So next along is basically took out my Black Orcs. I was able to get his Scorpion. His swarms basically ducked around the corner. I'm chasing his dragon. His skeletons TMP'd all the way over there. So they're on the other side, maybe 6 inches away still from the hill in the center. So I sort of had the center, but obviously, sorry, I didn't have the center, but I had the 2.
But you had both. Like, not movement, but you had the 2 big dudes about to come in.
The 2 big dudes facing down the center. So I'm like, well, we'll see what he's going to do here. And I'm just going to move. I've got 3 units basically that I can beeline it towards the center.
Did you get any wounds so far on the Necrosphinx? Because that looks dangerous where you are there. You're like, whoa, he's got 2 Necrosphinx looking at you.
Yeah,
yes,
he
his
did.
dragon's going to get it up the bum, but
that's crazy.
Yeah.
Man,
well, that's one of the things I was thinking. I think I had 1 wound possibly on a Necrosphinx, which he might have got back. But yeah, I did have some spells up, so
Mm.
I did have most of the time that minus one hit.
Yeah, it's dangerous.
Which definitely. But I was thinking that too, because I'm like, man, if I get charged by 2 Necrosphinxes, I can't challenge one out. I'm in a bit of trouble. So yeah, we'll see what happens. So I forget what this is. This is a bunch
Take
of
a
dice.
picture of the rule book.
Random shot. That's it. So funnily enough, he ended
Whoa.
up sort of like flying away from me. I was really surprised with that, but he did. I'm sure we can go to his bat rep and see sort of what happened, what he was thinking. He also TMP'd his skeletons away from the center, which I
have they got a banner? Do you know? They must have. I got the list.
I don't remember if they do or not. Surely they do. They'd have to.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did.
Yes, wait. He said he couldn't TMP them over, or he was worried about TMPing them over and me getting in combat. So something like that. I thought he could still get them.
What turn is this?
This is like the last turn or the second last turn. This is when he finally got his snakes on the board. They came in automatically. Is it automatic turn 5 or 6?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
5.
Yes.
Yeah.
So this must be where they're at. Then instead of charging me over here as well, he's actually ended up backing everything up, which I found was a bit strange. Oh, no, sorry. I think this might be
maybe it's just conservative points at that point.
Yeah. So I think this is how we ended.
That's a great picture, man. Great orientation.
Yeah, it is. So he's moved everything out of the way. I'm sort of in the center. And yeah, anyway, so we calculated points and he won at the start with the, what was it, 11-9, but then I had the center, so I got +3. So I went to a 12-11 swing. So that was my...
Yeah, and you were worried about this, because you were just like, I don't know what to do with this. Yeah.
Yeah, no, man.
Yeah, I'm going to watch Keith's bat rep after that because I don't know. From the pictures, I'm like, those Necrosphinx could probably take that Black Orc out. Or something.
Yeah.
And then I'd TMP those skeletons on the hill. Have fun getting through 30 skeletons when I'm at least for a couple of turns.
Yeah, I think he was just being cagey, and then I was being cagey, but he's only played it a bit. I thought he played it pretty well, but I thought
but that picture, where the 2 Necrosphinx are looking at your dudes, I'm like, how did you win this? What the fuck's going to happen here?
Like Gommo has a different opinion.
Wow.
That's it.
Well, we
don't deserve that win.
We dreaded our turn ones, man. Game ones.
Right, absolutely.
Round 1. Yeah.
I was shitting my pants when I got my list.
The exile lists. Oh, I'm so keen to hear.
Well, it doesn't matter. Okay. Did you actually you went through your list then? But I guess is it worth going through my list first, or did you do that at all, or did we just do it on deployment? I can't remember what you did.
Oh, I forget. Do you want me to go through his list, or have you got it?
No, I'll go through them. I'll just skim through mine quickly because I can't remember if we went deliberately through.
I don't think we went through Andrew's list. I don't think we did.
But I mean, it was similar to the ones we've talked about it last week. But that's all cool.
Okay.
But yeah, so I took Orcs and Goblins. So I was the other point I'd say on that Mortuary Cult, the problem with that probably struggled with Keith, unfortunately, is the 1750. You can't get a BSB in, really. So I think that really struggles then to get the rerolls on the Arise. I reckon that's what caused him to, Anyway, Gommo's Orc and Goblin. I've got Gommo de War Boss on his Wyvern, same as Andrew's almost, pretty much. Effigy of Mork, Goblin Odd Knob, Lord Familiar Elementalism. That's level 3 because we can't have a level 4. I've got a Night Goblin BSB in this big block here he's a Battle Standard Bearer. War Banner, Charm Shield, and Armor of Mork, giving them a -2 magic. Whereas I was just testing it out because I wasn't sure if you'd get some weird shit. Well, I don't know. I just thought, might as well try. And it's heavy armor, so he's got a 4-up with that 1-up, 5-up ward save thing. 12 Black Orcs in core with, just full command. So their job was going to be to stay back and try and get objectives because, this tournament had 2 big banner object. The first 2 games are all about banners, basically. 51 Night Goblins. With nets, I want to try that out. Short bows, Spider Banner, obviously, in there, and Musician +3 Fanatics. I originally was playing around the idea of trying to get 3 units of 30 Night Goblins in a 1750 with 3 Fanatics, but you just end up chewing through your core points and you don't have anything else. But that would be pretty interesting.
Yeah.
5 orc, just a little 5 orc sort of dart there, fill up core. 6 Spore Boys, heavy armor, big uns, full command. Well, not full command, no muso, and Angry Lads flag. So their job is probably to die, but to take people with them, basically. And then I've got Josh and Andrew, my 2 giants. So that was the list. But I was
used and abused.
Yeah,
used and abused.
Jason Bartholomew, he's from Legions. I played him. He had to rhyme me. I played his double dragon wood elf back in 8th.
He's a good bloke, eh? He's
awesome. And I will honestly say, I think, and recency bias aside, this is probably my most favorite game of Warhammer. And it was so Warhammer that I've ever played, like in terms of just closeness and just weird shit that happened. And you know what I mean? It just was a cool, I don't know. Especially how it went in because he's got exiles. He's got the Baron, the bloody Frontier Axe dude with the D6 extra attacks, whatever the hell it is. He just wiped through any of my units, but maybe not the Night Goblins in turn 1. But apart from that, anything else. The Paladin with the Falcon Horn. So there goes, I've got a movement 4 Wyvern now. Outcast Wizard, level 3, Ruby Ring, Demonology, and the Green Knight, which, did you notice on my army list? I have no magic weapons. So I'm like, fucking hell. And then 6 Mountain Knights of the Realm, 35 Yeoman Guard with War Banner. Big block of that. And then 13 Peasant Bowmen.
Massive block.
Yeah. 3 Peg Knights with the Vanguard banner, obviously. Really good for this like this game though, where you need to hold a play. Like you put that on and he's got Demonology here. So I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, this dude's ASBing this into the wherever he wants and putting it there, and I'm not getting through 35 Yeoman Guard. And not only that, have a look for those who can see this. Have a look at that Yeoman block.
That's exactly what Gommo was thinking. Gommo's like,
no, you I'm like, fucking hell. This thing's going 37 inches across the board here. Look at it. Look at it. It's in marching column. It's got 5x7, whatever it is, ranks. 3 Pegasus Knights, obviously with the Vanguard banner, Field Treb, and the Bombard. So I'm like, cool. Now, I did talk to ASB the night before going, I know I'm going to get caned. What the hell do I do? And he's like, well... Yes, it is winnable, but it's like the Baron and the Peg Knights are just going to just delete anything they touch, And I'm like, yeah, I know. And he's like, so you have to basically, he goes, I would throw those giants into that realm knight unit as quick as you can and take that Falcon Horn off. That's what you got to do. And the Peg Knights, what did he say there? I think he said, you're just going to have to try and move up and shoot the shit out of them. So, obviously try and get... Because he said, that's what he said. He said there's less than 5... And this is where a good player just thinks and I don't. He's like, there's less than 5 models in that unit. So hit him with Plague of Rust. Just keep shooting them because you'll take wounds off the Baron. And I went, I didn't even think of that. I'm an idiot. So anyway, that was my plan. But then he deployed... and put the Peg Knights out by themselves without the Baron. And I went, oh, okay. Now my Boar Boys are in play. Because my Boar Boys, when you work it out, I think they hit simultaneous. I'm like, they'll just delete each other. Both armies, Boar Boys and Peg Knights will just go bing, gone.
No Baron with them. Yeah.
Yeah, so that was fun. And then also into turn 2 is when I said to him, you didn't march with that. I said, they're in marching column. Like, you don't have flanks, you don't have ranks or anything. He's like, what are you? Oh, no, they're just longer. He didn't, because he hasn't played, I thought he hasn't played that much. And I went, so I let him, we just backed that out. They're not supposed to be in marching column. So we changed that. Yeah. So that was, I had a potential charge on the unit.
That's the Warhammer we want.
You've been through so much trauma triggered by ASB.
Yeah. So it was beginning of his turn 2. It wasn't bad. We just put an extra rank on. So it didn't affect anything. That's
what you want to do. You want to be that guy.
Exactly. So anyway, that was but I did the ASB move. I tried to put my Andrew and Josh are going for suicide mission across the table. There's a bombard on, so I should go through my deployment. Hey, so my 2 giants are out on the left. Then my night goblins are not as close to the middle as I liked, but because I had to drop fairly early, I wanted their flank sort of protected at the time, and I don't know, so I put them close to the building. Ball boys in the middle because I did think I'd hold them back. Sorry, you're right.
Is the terrain the same? Like, wait, is this all?
Yeah. So this is
same as Andrew's table.
This is symmetrical terrain, but just with the hill in the middle. So they're using the sort of. I guess it is the Honest Wargaming pack, but this one's slightly different because of the hill thing. Actually, it's probably not. I think it's one of the missions they have actually, so it might be.
Yeah, I think some of them did coincide to the.
Yeah. So I've got the big block, and so pretty much in the middle is my Black Orcs, Wyvern at the back, just because I thought I've got one turn. I did roll turn 1, which was sort of good. My Boar Boys, unfortunately, because I was going back and forth, and he shocked me. I thought his barra was going in the pegs, but I didn't know until after he put that down. I'd already put the Boar Boys sort of near the middle, and then I was like, and then I was like, okay, I got to try and get them over there. Now, as much as I read the Green Knight, for some reason in my head I thought it was turn 2, not turn 1. Yeah. So already made a really dumb mistake because I didn't put anything in the forest to the right.
No.
Not that you have to actually blank it out. So my plan on Friday was, before I talked to ASP, was I'm putting that Night Goblin unit in the entire forest, and his dude has to appear over the other end, and he can have fun, get across the board in 3 turns. I'm shooting everything else. That's what I was going to do. But I didn't, which it worked out. Like, this is not too bad either. But anyway, I got turn 1, pushed forward, TMP'd my Night Goblins right on the hill, stretched them out and tried to shoot stuff, basically. You guys I didn't want a full charge. So what I did is just moved them out for just outside of charge range. And I thought I'll do that. I'll sacrifice one of you too next turn. But it means I had to take a bombard shot. Anyway, now.
Who took the bombard shot?
You did actually, and this is where Warhammer comes in. Poor Jace rolled a 1 to wound on you when he hit you dead on, and rolled a 1 to wound. Anyway,
must have hit a hoof.
Yeah, and so the other thing at the time, because I didn't know the Green Knight was coming out, I was going to send my Wyvern off and do other stuff, and I thought, one thing about the pegs that I thought about was if they somehow come through, destroy my little Orc unit and overrun, I want them hitting the Boar Boys when I'm in line hammer, because at least then they'll wipe out half the unit and I'll at least get to swing back. So I line hammered my Black Orcs in prep for that. But didn't come to that. Anyway, the Green Knight comes out his turn. I went, shit. He hit my little unit of darts. Thank God, just the way it happened, because he got the Falcon Horn off too. My Wyvern was actually just in enough, so when he overran, he hit my Wyvern and not my Boar Boys. So thank you. That was just a fluke in my part. But then into my turn, I'll go pretty quick here. My turn, so this is probably his bottom of 2. I've moved my giants. I put Andrew an inch away from his realm unit because I couldn't get right in there. I couldn't charge. And then had to double check the rules and realize, yes, I am unbreakable and everything. So I ever give ground. So then I just had Josh set up here. Now, the other thing that really was Warhammer here for me was you'll notice there's no bombard there. So poor Jason, turn 2, rolled a misfire and then rolled a 1 on the misfire. Bombard up. So I'm like, yes, my giants made it across the board. This realm unit is fucked. And then the other Warhammer thing that just happened is guess what I rolled on my giant attack? Do you see something? You can't really see here, but there's something missing at the back of that unit. I rolled a number 1 Ed-Butt. I Ed-Butted his BSB with the Falcon Horn off the board. Most Warhammer thing. Picked him up, head-butted him, did 4 wounds to him, no armor save. He dead. There goes the Falcon Horn. I was like, yes. His knights then proceed to put 4 wounds on my giant. But anyway, so that was cool.
Andrew. I think that's how you putting down his pants or something.
Nah. It's always good when you roll the right thing. Now I'll just go. Let me just jump through the next one. I've missed. No, I've skimmed some pictures here. So the other big Warhammer moment that happened, I think, was I had TMP'd I reformed my Night Goblins back spoiler a little bit because that Yeoman Guard was about to come up and charge. So I didn't want them fully lined, sort of. In hindsight, probably should have kept them really wide although this might have changed this. He flew his Baron, as you can see, over the top, or Duke, or whatever it is, to get a rear charge. Before this shot, you can see the Realm Knights are in, like, because I hit them with I hit them with Josh.
Yeah.
But they took out my giant 3, actually won combat and pushed me back. They took my giant out. And then, so what he's done, he's flown over and he's ready for a charge to take, like, Andrew out. Oh, sorry, Josh now, which is annoying. But on my turn, because where he positioned, I measured it, he was 9 inches away from my Night Goblin. So at the start of my turn, I put all 3 Fanatics out. When you do 3 inches, they're an inch big. That's 9 minus, maybe it was more than 9, but whatever it was about, and I had to roll 7s to hit his guy with 2 of them. And I think I had to roll an 8 to be fair with the
on 2d6, right?
2d6, yeah. And I rolled 6, 6, 6. I rolled a 4 and a 2, a 4 and a 2, a 4 and a 2. And not only that,
wow.
just before, after I did the turn before that, how does that work? No, it is, sorry. You put them out first, then you do your spells. I got Itchy Nuisance off, rolled a 6. So this Duke is on -3 toughness.
Yeah.
And then I proceeded to do that with my movement. And I was like, oh, you're kidding me. I think that would have been a game changer. I think I could have killed him. And then the giant would have killed his Realm Knights, and that would have been game, I think. However, I didn't do that.
Swings and roundabouts. Goes both ways, doesn't it?
Duke proceeded to kill Josh quite easily, and then and then come back and join in the combat. Anyway, so we ended up with the Yeoman Guard in the middle on the hill. They've got obviously a banner. My Night Goblin's got a banner.
Yeah.
I've skipped a few pictures here, but basically my Wyvern did end up popping his Green Knight just through combat res, which was really cool. Took a turn in a bit. Then he came back, and then he charged into this combat from the other forest, so I had him back again. But my Boar Boys, the cool thing is, through shooting and magic, I think he got him down to 4 or something. They got a charge and a counter charge, obviously, with the Peg Knights, and evaporated the Peg Knights, and only lost 2 Boar Boys. So I had 2 Boar Boys left. But them trying to get to his wizard, as you can see at the back, because of demonology, or she summoned them off the board with the magic missile destroyed by boars. But that was cool. And then, so we did actually take out this unit of yeomen. And this is the last picture. I'll just talk through what happened. I haven't shared all the pictures here. My Wyvern overran from that combat and then took out his mage. And then my Black Orcs by then had made it onto the hill as well. They got charged by the Realm Knights and his Duke. And what I ended up doing is TMPing my Night Goblins behind the Black Orcs to hold the hill.
Oh, yeah.
And the Black Orcs ended up evaporating right in the last turn, fell back in good order, fell over the top of my Night Goblins. And that's how the game ended. And they went into my Night Goblins, but that was the game. That was the bottom of turn 6. And so when you added all
Black Orcs.
They're all gone. No, sorry, they are. There's 2 left, and they're running with the wizard.
Left. Yeah, running.
Yeah, there's a couple left. Sorry, they were either running or full backing. I can't remember.
Yeah, so I see the.
But they popped over the Night Goblins. The Night Goblins, because where I put them, were just on the hill. But because luckily for him, he'd brought his Realm Knights in, and they had a banner. Yeah. And then I went, oh no, that's cool because I've got bigger unit strength. And then we went, oh shit. You need a muso though, and you know me, I don't take musos. I'm old school undead. Why the fuck? And then I looked on my army list and I went, I've got a muso. I do have a muso. So I did exactly the same score as Andrew. It was 9-11 lost to me because I just didn't kill that freaking Green Knight or his Duke, but won 12-11 with the scenarios.
Wait, hold on. The Green Knight, you killed him once, though, didn't you?
I killed him, popped him again when he was in the side of my Night Goblins, and then he came back again. Oh,
sorry, I'm thinking of the CanCon comp. Sorry, yeah.
No, he just keeps coming back.
I wish.
Yeah.
So I got to kill the Green Knight twice and didn't get anything for it, which is with no magic weapons. So fun.
Yeah, brutal.
But yeah, it was just crazy to get to that last bit, like be scrambling to work out points. And then obviously with the way the scenario worked, actually still winning against, especially against that. I don't know. I think most people would agree that was a bad matchup.
Peg Knights are a bad matchup forever.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Falcon Horn, ouch.
So I was like, Woo! Because I
Yeah,
was
it's got so many tools to destroy
wiped off
you.
the
Yeah.
board. Yeah.
Yeah, that would have been hard if the Duke wasn't that peg unit.
He would have evaporated that whole right, left,
Yeah,
my right hand side. Yeah.
I haven't got any answer for him either. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Can
The
be
only
hard.
thing I had was like Lion Hammer those Black Orcs or Lion Hammer the Night Goblins, just try to shoot before he got there. But just the way it was obviously deployed, it wasn't going to happen. So, but if he'd put him in there, I would have done that. I would have TMP'd my Night Goblin unit over there and I would have said, sorry, man. I did prepare some long bases to go. I'm putting them as far as because 18, you measure out the width. I need all of them in 18 inches and just go as wide as I can and try and shoot. So, but I didn't have to do that against his peg knights. But cool,
nice. All right,
I'm going to pull out all the stops.
Yeah, game 2 for Andrew.
What are we at? 50 minutes.
Yeah, we'll try to keep it 10 minutes each. Yeah, sorry. You should be our timekeeper, Josh. Start your stopwatch.
All right, 51.
Sorry, I've got to go back to where we were. 10 minets. Give me some updates. All right, so my next game was against Hayden, another fantastic bloke. This guy's we had a really good time. Unfortunately, like Hayden's only just started playing, so I felt kind of bad. Obviously, I think he's only had a few games before. So it's just one of those things. Like sometimes, someone's brand new to a tournament. It can be really hard for them to pull a win in.
Hey, sorry, can I intro? I know you can stop the clock, pause it.
Yep.
Your commands across the top. What's the one next to edit? Like there's not a rotate there, is there? Or in the ... Yeah. Oh, but it doesn't zoom in.
But maybe. Oh, hello. Whoa.
So what's happened here is, and let me.
Now I'm
is that good?
I mean, like now I'm getting because we're playing battle for the battle. It's not battle.
Yeah.
Mountain Pass.
Yeah, so it's battle for the Mountain Pass, and I was up against the wall, so all my shots are going to be a bit funny.
All right.
So
no.
I keep thinking that my camera auto rotates when I take a picture on my phone, but it doesn't.
Sorry, man. You maybe are better going back to the other shot. I just thought maybe it would look better, bigger, but it's not. Don't worry about it. Just leave it. Sorry.
It would be nice if there was a full screen, but yeah.
Isn't that it down the bottom, middle? What's that button? Nah, left.
In the center.
In the center. What's that button?
Visual search with Bing.
Okay, no, it's not. Don't worry. Keep going. Sorry. Just tell people what the scenario is, though, so they know.
Yeah. So the scenario was basically the mountain pass. So you couldn't flee off the sides unless you're flying, and ambushes could only come from the short edge of each table. So it's the long edge is the unpassable, like you're in a valley. And basically, the short edge is where you're coming from on each side. The scenario was going to be table thirds. So you got one battle point for each third of the table you're in, your own, the center, and your enemies. 24 inches was your deployment zone each side. They were each third, and obviously the center, 24 inches. So yeah, it was going against Hayden. He's got chaos. Did you happen to have the?
Sorry, I do, but
okay.
Keep talking and I'll.
So I'll go through my army because I didn't hit it before quickly. I just had it was like 17 and 18 hobgoblins. I had 10 fireglaive dwarf, the standard chaos dwarves. Forgot what their names are. I had a iron demon. I had 10. I had. She was a 16.
16
Black Orcs. Yep, that's right. And I had my rocket launcher. My Death Shriek rocket. Yeah. I'm new to this, guys. Sorry, I need to get all these names right.
Project XYZ.
XYZ. I had my Black Orc on the Wyvern, and I had I think it's the Prophet, level 3 on a Bale Taurus.
Yeah.
Cool. Did you have?
Yeah, Hayden? So Hayden's got a Demon Prince, Mark of Zanch, level 3, obviously, Ruby Ring. I don't know what these things are, by the way. Crimson Armor of Dargon, Charm Shield, Favour of the Gods, Burning Blade. So got Magic Weapon, level 3, Rebel 3 Battle Magic with Ruby Ring, some type of defense. 5 Chaos Knights, Mark and Nurgle with War Banner full command. 5 Chaos Knights, Mark and Nurgle, Icon of Darkness full command, or close to it.
Yep.
Maybe not full command. No Muso. Oh, no, Muso. 7 Chaos Warhounds, 7 Chaos Warhounds, 15 Chaos Warriors, Mark of Khorne, Razor Standard full command. 3 Dragon Ogres and a Shartek, 3 Dragon Ogres and a Shartek, and a Gore Beast Chariot, Mark of Chaos under. Oh, Mark of Slaanesh. Sorry, it's got both ticked here, but it's Mark of Slaanesh. Yep.
Sweet. Cool. So quickly his deployment. On his left, he had his knight unit with dogs in front. So that's his right. To the left of that, he had 3 Chaos Ogres. Not Chaos Ogres, Dragon Ogres with great weapons. Towards the middle, he had his Gore-Beast Chariot. To the left of that, he had his Dragon Ogres, the other unit of 3. To the left of that, he had a unit of his Knights with dogs in front, hiding behind a house. He had his Dragon Prince. And then to the very far left, he had a very killy block of Chaos Warriors. So, yeah, I'll sort of like hit what's happened, obviously, in the first turn. Oh, geez, this is well into it. All right. And let me go back a bit. So, basically, what he's done, he's moved his Chaos Warriors forward. He put his dogs way, way down the line, straight towards me. I've only just moved up slightly. And I was thinking, I'm just going to pretty much shoot him because he's got a charging army. I've got more of a shooting army. And then, obviously, I'll just try and hope with my stubborn and whatnot, I can use my 2 characters to take off all the dangerous stuff. The Iron Demon I was going to put into the Chaos Warriors because the Chaos Warriors it's pretty good unit. It was like Khorne. I think they're doing like 3 attacks each or something silly.
Yeah, and then Razor Stand. But the Razor Stand's this AB too, isn't it? Like Armor Bane too.
Yeah. But
they've got additional
all their
hand weapons.
attacks.
Yeah, okay, so 3 attacks.
I was just trying to work out what would counter it.
Do they have Furious Charge? Keep going. You're right.
They might have Frenzy. They had a lot of attacks, I know that. Anyway, so basically his come down with his Knights, the ones towards his left-hand side, and his dogs straight in front, and literally plonked them in front of my Iron Demon, maybe 7 inches away. And I was sure he was going to flee, basically. He didn't end up fleeing. I was really surprised about it. So I charged my Iron Demon in because the Iron Demon's the only thing that's really gone up. Everything else has stayed back to shoot. The Iron Demon got into the dogs because he didn't flee and then overran to his Knights behind. It was sort of like a classic thing that I really thought he should have fled because it was only like maybe 9 inches or 8 inches, or it wasn't a lot for me to get into his Knights. So I ended up getting into his Knights. Of course, the Iron Demon had pretty short work of them as well. And then he turned around to face his Warriors. Everything else just pushed up and I was just shooting. I did manage to shoot off his Chariot. I think it was like turn 1 or turn 2. So his Gore-Beast Chariot was gone. This is his 1 Knight, that was running away. And he just sent up his Demon Prince forward and everything else is charged forward. So this is into, I think it was turn 3. So basically what I've done is this is after I've taken out his dogs and his Knights. I turned to face his Warriors because I got really lucky here actually, but I overran from his dogs. This was not planned at all, into his Knights, fought the battle against his Knights, killed them, and then I could turn to face his Chaos Warriors. And then obviously they've gone once I've charged in there. I sent my Wyvern up towards the Dragon Ogres coming into the center. He challenged me out. His Knights, as you can see on his right flank, are heading towards my Hobgoblins. And I'm like, well, the Knights are just going to evaporate my Hobgoblins. So I decided I was going to send my Bale Taurus down my back line to protect them. So as it's continued going, I've managed to push back his Dragon Ogres in the center. Oh, no, sorry. So what's happened?
Or something, did they? Maybe.
Oh, hang on. No. So what happened from here? Sorry, his move. I'm gonna try and explain this. you can see his demon prince in the top left corner behind my iron demon. Basically, from there, he's for some reason he was being a bit, and yeah, he's not the best guy, but he kind of wasn't very aggressive with his demon prince. So his demon prince was kind of up there. He ended up flying them, going towards my dwarves in his turn, but I won the combat against those dragon ogres. I ended up turning to face his demon. I charged him in the flank with his demon prince. And now with the way, I didn't realize it worked this way, but I got 2 wounds off. I think he might have got 1 on me, or it must have been 1 on me, but I won by 2 because I was in his flank. And now you don't even roll. You just pop. Yeah. So I only did 2 wounds and he popped. Yeah. I didn't realize that either. We're going through his rules.
Is it different to the demon army?
Basically,
I know it's a bit confusing, but it's probably similar.
I'm not sure. We got Alex over. I'm like, surely not. Like, it was only.
I thought you lose the amount that you failed the.
Nah, apparently it's just unstable.
It was very.
That just sounds straight up unstable.
That's what it was. Straight up unstable rules. I was really surprised. I didn't know it worked this way either. And then Alex said, yeah, he didn't realize either. And then he was talking to somebody, and then they came back and they all looked it up and they're like, oh, yeah, like demon princes are really hard to bring at the moment, just because they're unstable, basically.
Yeah, that's awful.
Yeah.
Is that the same as the demon one, though, as well? It must be. Or is the demon
I'm not sure.
slightly different?
I've only played 1 game, and that was against you. So
yeah, but I remember it was bloody freaking confusing when I was looking at the demon one. So you're probably right. It was
But yeah. Anyway, so I'll keep going. So blew up his demon prince, turned around back to face his dragon ogres that ran off that I beat in the last combat. His dragon ogres and his dogs went into my black orcs, and they were able to take out enough because they're still frenzied, so they're not too shabby in combat. And because he sent his dogs in as well, which might have been a mistake, I was able to get some kills off on the dogs to obviously give them some combat res there. Then out on the right, he's ended up taking out my hobgoblins that just ran off the board, but I was able to I charged in his flank, his knights on the right-hand side with my Baltaurus. Obviously, yeah, just with his overrun, it just kind of, it was one of those things. I don't know if he failed or I forget what happened, but I was in his flank and I was like, oh, yeah, sorry. Like, obviously, this isn't going to go too well. So, yeah, they got killed. And then by the end of it, I ended up taking out, I think I sent, my Wyvern and my Black Orcs and everything into his Dragon Ogres. And then right at the end, he ended up charging in his dogs that rallied because, why not? That was it. So that was everything. That was game. So after that, I think, really good dude. Like, he was awesome. I just said to him after, like, just, like everyone, if you're new, just don't get downhearted because I got absolutely smoked at the start. It takes a while to get used to tournaments. And we're kind of discussing a few things, like, as we were going, I was a lot trying to explain how rules are working. But obviously, if somebody's, there's a bit of synergy with armies, and sometimes you just throw stuff in. I felt like obviously he was probably at that bit where you're just like, oh, Chaos Army, and just throw it forward. But obviously, as you saw, like, he probably
might have been better, like, sort of not, I don't know, like, sort of staying more going against. It's hard on this table because it's so skinny, but like, go against half your army, you know what I mean? And like, because they're not very big units. Like 5 Chaos Knights are powerful, but they're Nurgle, and they you fail 1 armor save, you're dead. Like,
that was just real unfortunate. I was in the flank, I only had to do another wound.
I just looked it up. Sorry, so I didn't even realize this, but the demons in the Chaos book must be unstable, which you're right. That's the rule.
Yeah.
The demon princes in the demon book are demonic instability, which is the weird, confusing one, which is slightly more maybe forgiving, but annoying at the same time. So that's that one that
a lot more forgiving.
You just got to roll well. This is, you're just straight out.
Yeah, but if you roll too well or something, isn't it bad as something very dumb? I can't remember what it was. But
if you roll too well,
maybe not, but you can blow up units, or the other way if you roll double
6. If you double 6, blow up, which is still more forgiving than previous editions where if you rolled over your natural leadership, you blow up anyway.
Yeah.
It's like if a unit with a special rule loses a round of combat, it must make a leadership test with a +1 modifier to the result for every combat result point. So it's sort of like whatever if it's 10 and you lost by 3, now you have to roll something against 7. If this test has failed, the unit loses number of wounds equal to the amount by which it failed that test.
Yep.
So it's just, I don't know. To me, it's a bit, it's slightly confusing as well. But in any case, it's not as bad as unstable by the sound of it. So,
All right.
especially for a 4-wound friggin' thing.
Oh, yeah.
It's crazy.
How are we doing for time, Josh? You the timekeeper?
Yeah, you're actually not doing too badly on that one.
Hey.
I will
It's
restart.
about 12 minutes.
Yeah, cool.
Nice.
Okay, so my game 2 was against the tournament, technically the TO, but we had, it was really good this tournament. They had a bunch of like Alex from 2 Plus Podcast was sort of the judge, so he was doing the TOing, I guess, during the games, whereas Michael's still technically the TO, if you know what I mean. And I just totally lost my lists while I was fiddling around with looking for those rules.
Is this a realm of battle board on here?
Yeah, it is. Michael's
Don't
got
see many of those around.
And the first thing I did was roll my dice up on those plastic things and heard that disgusting sound, but it sounded so Warhammer at the same time. Took me back to playing over at what's his name's house. Who was the dude? Tom, who's the Games Workshop dude that used to play at Legions heaps. You know, big bearded Tom. Played ogres a lot. Do you remember?
Well, yeah,
and
you'd
the,
have
and
to
the
work at
liability.
GW
He lived
to
with
be able to
Tim, the
afford to run
liability
the
over
battle
at
board.
Warrenbrook. And he had because he had everything Games Workshop because he's cheap, but nothing was painted. So it was like this massive big plastic bit of a battle board. Just the noise of those dice. Anyway, Michael's list is Empire Grandmaster with the Ogre Blade and White Cloak, obviously on a barded Warhorse. He's in a unit of 10 Empire Knights, drilled, all that sort of stuff, War Banner. He's got a Wizard Lord on a horse as well, Ruby Ring, Lawfamir, Batter Magic, and an Empire Engineer on foot with the grenade launching blunderbuss. Ooh. He's got a couple of 10 State Troops crossbows, 10 State Troops crossbows with the Standard Bearer, the 10 Empire Knights we talked about, a little unit of 5 archers. You can't see them. They're on the other side of that building there. Because, again, we're in Mountain Pass mode here. 2 Great Cannons on the hill, 4 Demigriff Knights, full command, and a steam tank. So, yeah, he's basically deployed left to right, 1 unit of crossbows, then the Demis, the steam tank in the middle. I can't remember. I don't think I can't remember if the Wizard is in the unit at the moment, but there's basically the Knights, the Grandmaster, or whatever it is. Yeah, it is Grandmaster and the Wizard. The little unit of crossbows with the banner on the hill with the cannons, and then the archers, hidden over. I thought he was going to scout with the archers, but he didn't end up doing that, which is cool. I mean, I probably did think pretty good of this. Like, I didn't feel too bad against Empire. You know, like maybe it's just Empire. You sort of think, and then it didn't seem like it didn't have the scary stuff that sort of ASB brought. So I did think I can shoot anytime. It was the first time I saw a large target on the board, and it's in the middle. And I deployed giant on either side of the left building, and then the Wyvern behind, just hopefully to avoid cannons. I probably should have maybe done it the other way because the Wyvern actually has a ward. But anyway,
is that Michael's measuring tape?
It is. He's got the old school. We saw that one of the quizzes, didn't we? The old school skull measuring tape.
Yeah. Could have given him some trivia.
Pretty much my second drop was my Night Goblins instantly in the middle because I just went, they need to be in the middle because if I TMP, I need to be able to go either way. Little unit of my Orc boys, and then the Boar boys were over to the right. And because the way the scenario was, my plan was I'm putting my Black Orcs in that forest and they can just stay there until I need to worry about moving because they got a banner. So I was planning on pushing up because worst case, either my Boar boys, and this is where I actually made a boo-boo on this game. Even when I was starting to think about this, I went, I think I'll try to get my Boar boys go hard up the right flank past the building and then they're in the backfield type thing. What I didn't do is measure anything to work out that I'm too fucking wide at the moment to get through anyway.
Oh, no.
Even ironically, in the last game, I had him 4x2. Anyway, I was like kicking myself on my first turn. I was like, So yeah, dumb. But anyway, the plan was always, the only way I could get all 3 was, the Boar boys had to get across the board. The Night Goblins can sit in the middle with TMP and the Black Orcs can sit at the back. I thought just with his army, I thought, well, I've got this big unit of archers. If I can blow up his steam tank and probably get into the demis with everything else, there's not much
Yeah.
I'm too worried about. He does have the dude with the ogre blade, but I'm like, I don't know, he doesn't have a dragon under him. Worst case, put some injury on him or whatever, and then I hopefully can take him. But yeah, anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah, I pushed hard with my guys on the left. So the giant wyvern. I got TMP off, put these dudes in the middle. I think this might be my turn too. I basically poison shotted. I did get Plague of Rust off on the stank, put 4 wounds on it or something. And then what's happened is, because he'd moved his stank up, I then threw all 3 fanatics at it. 2 of them threw it to try and hit it, and the other one sort of towards his knights, that if he was going to come in and charge, he has to go through that fanatic. In the meantime, he fireballed and shot, and you can see my ball boys up there going for the archers. The good thing is he killed a few, so I was like, cool, I can fit through that. Now.
That's right.
But there's only 2 left by that point. I'm like, oh, I don't know. Anyway, so that's what happened there. Again, I got pretty lucky. He hit twice. He was hitting the giants, Andrew and Josh. He rolled, at least in the first 2 turns, I'm pretty sure he rolled 2 ones to wound as well. And I think he may have rolled another one to wound. Might not been in the first 2 turns, but it was in somewhere in that thing. And I was like, wow, that's unfortunate. But at the end of the day, they're still cannons, and he still by the way, he fled that. Second turn, I've charged all 3 of those wyvern, 2 giants into that demigriff unit, and he turned tail and ran, which is probably right. And that's when he got another turn of shooting.
How far away? Was it close-ish?
It was pretty far charges, though. They would have been like, my wyvern definitely would have made it, but the giant's a bit iffy. Definitely the one out on the left there. I can't tell if that's that's you, Andrew. Definitely one out on the left. You wouldn't have got in, I don't think. It was pretty far.
Yep. I'm pretty slow.
But yeah, Stank's gone. Also, I don't know, probably middle of the game here, both giants eventually got taken out with cannons. They didn't actually make it into combat. The wyvern made it in, slowly chewed through those demigriffs. But yeah, he elected to charge his unit of cav. He took his characters out and he charged the characters, the cav, into those night goblins, went through the fanatics, and I rolled 6 and killed 4 or 5 knights, and then with stand and shoot poison. I think he had about 2 knights left when he got into it. Just ended up.
How many were there? 10
unit.
or
10.
10 with characters? Yeah, okay.
How
10
many
all up.
shots were you getting with the gobbos? Was it just the front rank?
No, I think you get volley fire if I cheated. You get
you volley
fire.
fire.
Shoot, or you don't.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think you do
Sure.
for that move. I can't remember.
You probably do.
I also had Wind Blast too. I
crap load
chose
of
Wind
attacks.
Blast as well. So I was I didn't take Itchy this turn. I just went fuck it. So I was Wind Blasting either that steam tank, all these knights or whatever, just to try and do strength 5 -2, whatever it is, AP. But his magic user took my ball boys out before I could get around and kill those archers, which is a bit annoying. Otherwise, I think in hindsight, I think I could have deployed better and pushed them harder, and they would have made it. I think I sort of fucked around for a turn because what I originally thought I would do, just the way it deployed, if you went right back to the first one, he did push his steam tank up. So what I actually was going to do was throw. This is where I sort of got greedy and went, I'm going to shoot the steam tank and charge my ball boys next turn into the flank of it and just wipe it out.
Okay.
Really, that's when I was like, man, if I was 4x2, I put them right on the right flank. They would have made it across, killed the archers and gone in the backfield, and then had fun with those cannons. But didn't do that. But anyway, what ended up happening is I did take out all the demis in the middle, but his Grandmaster got in combat with my wyvern and just kept winning combat. I was doing some, but he was obviously ogre blading. We ended the game turn 6, both with 1 wound.
Wow.
So I was lucky not to lose. If I'd lost that dude, I would have potentially lost. I can't remember. But I was also not getting through. He was making the saves. He's only got 3 wounds or whatever. And I was like, bloody hell, I just could not get through his,
multi-wounds.
his ward save.
It gets you.
He kept rolling the 5 up on the,
Yeah.
But this is the type of game where the effigy Mork was saving his ass because he was hitting me, on 5s. And so that went against the ogre blade. It's a good way to stop it.
Yeah, you need that.
But I ended up getting more tournament points and all that. So I can't remember. Was it 14, maybe 9, or I don't know what it was, but it was something like that.
Yeah.
Against this one. So yeah, it was good. I felt like I did poison one of the cannons off, but then didn't get the other one. And it was good. It was, in hindsight, looking back, there was probably some other things that I could have done a better job and been a bit harder. But he also probably could have not rolled ones on his giant hits and killed the giants earlier. So who knows?
Yeah.
So that's Warhammer.
Warhammer.
Cool. Going into I was 2-1, man. I was like, 2 wins. I was like, that's
2-0.
it. I can check out now. I'm done. I'm way more than I thought I'd ever get. So
Yeah.
very
What was
happy
it?
going into
Game
round
1,
three.
was there was like 4 people, or was it more? You got 12, 11?
Oh, was there? Just a heap of them.
Yeah, there was a big group of us, I thought. Yeah. So
Yeah,
it was
because
quite
we
near
thought we
the
were
field.
going to be playing. Hey, we went, oh, great.
Yeah,
Andrew's
yeah.
playing. Yeah.
I think somebody came out and said that. And we're like,
Yeah.
Anyway,
Cool. Game 3.
Oh. Game 3. I've done the shitty photography again. Sorry, guys. Oh no, maybe I haven't. All right, so my game 3 was against Cam.
Do you want to
Cameron.
read his list out?
Yeah, if you got it.
Yeah, I've got it right here.
Awesome.
He's got a Chaos Lord on a Manticore with the Ogre Blade,
Oh.
Enchanting Aura, -1 to hit, I guess. Nurgle. What does Nurgle do in this one again? Can't remember.
I forget.
It's not -1 to hit, eh?
Could have been poison.
Reroll and he hits a natural 1 against it. Yeah.
Okay.
Sorcerer Lord, Zench, Ruby Ring, Battle Magic, Infernal Puppet. You love that, didn't you, Andrew?
Yeah,
You
I
love
love
the
that.
Infernal Puppet.
I love this.
On a Chariot. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's a good build, especially for that comp. It's 415 points. And Cameron's list. What did you calculate the 25% as, Josh? The characters.
437.5.
Okay, so his Chaos Lord's 432 and his Sorcerer Lord's 415. Yeah, that's pretty close. 5 Chaos Knights, Mark of Undivided, full command, pretty much. 5 Chaos Warhounds. Oh, these are the other ones you love. 5 Forsaken, Slanesh. 5 Forsaken, Slanesh. 5 Moral Horsemen, full command, probably. I'm just guessing here.
Yep.
3 Drogon Ogres with a Shartak, 1 Shartak by itself, and a giant spawn of Chaos of Nurgle.
Yep. So yeah, this I had no answer for this at the start. I didn't even know what I was going up against. So this is the first time I've played against a giant spawn. They're pretty tasty. I'll give them that. And yeah, I wasn't even too sure how to play against this list a bit. So basically, I started deploying on my left. I threw down the obligatory goblins on the very left flank, which is probably one of the worst flanking units. Like, okay, they exist on a flank, but they don't do much. So I put them down there on a hill. On that same hill, I put down my Death Shrieker rocket launcher. To the right of that, I put down my Boar Boys, thinking that opposite my hill, I was up against a big building which was impassable terrain. So I'm like, well, possibly they can go to the left or to the right, but the center was pretty spicy in this. In my center, I had next up was my general on his Baltaurus, and then to the right of him was the Black Orc War Boss. To the right of that, and these were all within only a few inches, was my Iron Demon. So I'm like, I'm just going to go real strong center and just see what happens. Up against to the right of the Iron Demon, I had my 10 Chaos Dwarf Infantry with their fire glaives just in a long line of 10. And to the very right, which you can't see, I had my other obligatory Hobgoblin unit facing down against, I think it was 6 Forsaken and the single Dragon Ogre. So I'm like, oh, here we go. In his center, he basically had his horses, his Marauders, his Chaos Dragon. He had his another unit Forsaken, his Chaos Lord and Manticore, and his Sorcerer on the Chariot, and the Chaos Spawn. So I'm like, man, I had some tasty stuff in the
But
center.
he's got a
but I was
Shartak right out there too by itself, is it? On the right?
off to the right, yeah, facing
Yeah,
down
like
my
your right. Yeah.
hobgrots
Okay, yeah.
or hobgoblins. And on the left, facing down my hobgoblins, I've got a unit of dogs and a unit of chaos knights. So I'm like, well, my flanks are stuffed. I don't know. I don't know about my setup. Maybe I should have gone
This is a
one
good
flank
list,
heavy.
eh? Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff in
so
there.
the idea here is to kill the general as well.
Yeah,
Three battle points
right.
if you kill the general. Yeah.
Kill the general. Yeah. So anyway, I was just going to sit back and shoot for a bit and then just try and go up full send in the center and just see what happened. The only problem is sometimes you go full send and you sort of got half your army behind you and you just got your characters out in front. It's almost like your characters.
You got a lot of infantry here, eh? Like you're not,
Yeah.
flyers that fast. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I just got to be a bit smarter and maybe set up counter charges with the big units and kind of sit back and maybe just wait for him to get to me because I've got a lot of stubborn units as well. I don't think I utilize that all that well in this game. Anyway, going into turn 1. So I've sat back and shot. He's pretty much run at me on both flanks. In the center, he's run his cast Marauders in to sort of chaff up my Iron Demon a bit and chaff up my Chaos, not my Chaos Lord, my Orc Warlord, Black Orc. Is it Warlord? War Boss?
Yeah, War Boss.
On the Wyvern,
yeah.
sorry.
Yeah.
So he just basically threw them away, and I'm like, well, he's just throwing these out there just to try and bait a charge. And I'm like, nah, I'll just. I didn't end up charging in. I'm like, well, I can fly, so whatever. And then in the center, he sent his Dragon Ogres in and ended up sending in my general towards the Dragon Ogres and the Black Orcs. So I was at the same time thinking, oh, he'll try and get in and then I'll charge him. So it was a bit of a charge off in the center here. But as you can see, this is probably my real fatal error here. Take note of where the Orc and the Wyvern is and where my general is behind him with his Bale Taurus. So, yeah, just take note of that. Anyway, oh, no, this is well ahead of that. Sorry. All right, I got about 3 turns to get through. So what's happened here is
He
basically...
sent his general in, did he?
Yeah, so he sent his general in on the Manticore into my Orc. I elected just to... I think I just held there, actually. I don't even think I went in. I think I was just sitting there, and I'm like, oh, well, I'll see what you do.
Center to center.
Yeah, or possibly I might have gone backwards a little bit. And what he's done, he's sent his, the Chaos, his Lord on the Manticore into me. Absolutely smoked me. I ended up falling back in good order. And then he's gone into the flank of my Bale Taurus. And I'm just like, oh, shit.
Did you end up just popping through just because of the distance?
Yeah, so I popped all the way behind the Black Orcs. So because it was center to center, we ended up
because he wouldn't have been able to get directly on your guy. Hey, he must have clipped a bit, did he? Because there are other dudes in front. Is that what happened? Or could he fit in there?
The other guys, he ended up moving around. So he's moved. So I think there might have been something between this and the next. But basically, he's moved his Chaos Spawn towards my Iron Demon. But not all the way with his random movement. And then he ended up putting in his... I thought he was trying to redirect me, but it kind of didn't work all that well. So he ended up putting his Chaos Marauders in front of my Iron Demon. I charged my Iron Demon in, and I only killed like 3 of the Chaos Marauders. And Cam, his perfect play is pulled them off. And then basically the center ended up being just where they were. The center of the unit ended up being more to the left of the building in the center. So they ended up fleeing. And when they fled, they went around the building on the other side. So I didn't end up getting my charge in to the Chaos Spawn, which I thought I would. He's charged me. We had a grind for, I think, 3 or 4 turns, but the thing had poison, had all this. And once again, my Iron Demon died. So the Iron Demon's down. Basically, he's overran into as you saw, my general on the Baltaurus. Baltaurus dies. I've got the Knights on the right-hand side. Took out the Goblins. Who would have thought? And then they've gone into my rocket launcher. On the left, as you can imagine, there's still Dragon Ogre and the Chaos. What are they? Forsaken. Going into my other Hobgrot unit on the flank. And I'm just going hell for leather trying to take out these the Chaos what are they called? Forsaken. Just couldn't get through them. So I got minced on that. So everything in the center pretty much died except for my Chaos. I don't know, I keep saying Chaos. My Black Orc on Wyvern.
Because it had fled and then came back.
It had fled. It was behind everything. He sent everything into that Black Orc unit. That ended up dying. And basically, this is about 2 or 3 turns later. After that, Shemozzle, pretty much everything's dead. I've gone for a Hail Mary.
Against the chariot, right?
Yeah, he sent his chariot forward.
Yeah, it's a lot of points.
Yeah, he was going to TMP it or something over me or one of those. It was a conveyance spell, but he ended up failing it. Thank God.
Oh, Arcane Agency.
Yeah, Arcane Agency.
Gateway?
One of them.
Yeah, maybe.
It was like one of those, yeah. So he moved up and then he was trying to move again or something like that. So I ended up charging into him. He was pretty kitted up, but it took a couple of turns. He charged me in the back with his Chaos Lord, but I was in a challenge, so he couldn't hurt me, but it was still getting combat res. And then he charged in his Dragon Ogres into me, as you can imagine. And yeah, it was basically I killed his on that turn when the Dragon Ogres ended up charging in. I was able to kill his chariot, but we did combat res at the end because he couldn't obviously attack me, and he beat me still. And then I fled, and he caught me. So everything died. It was just one of those horrible games. And ended up losing 3 to what's the maximum? No, it must have been
17.
20.
Oh, okay. Oh, because he killed you. So he would have done 20 to 3. Yeah, this was interesting comp score. You could only get if 17-3 was the max.
Yeah.
So you could not get 0, which is I actually don't mind. It's kind of interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, help me out here. I got 3 points. So I absolutely got tabled. Yeah, I felt kind of bad because I was probably maybe turn 4. I knew I was just getting smashed. And I was heaps down, and Cam was like a heaps nice guy. So I think I had about 15 minutes where I was just getting a bit upset. And then I was just like, oh, man. You know, you can tell you just get a bit upset and something. You roll dice, but like your expression's gone. And then I thought, nah.
I think we already determined you were the salty one. Is that right?
Yeah, I was salty for about 15 minutes. And then I thought, no, I'm not salt. I'm the opposite of salt.
I'm sugar. I'm sweet and salt.
I'm sugar. I'm
chili.
Sweet. So I got back into it and I thought, no, I'm not going to come here and be
a chili margarita, not a salty one. Yeah.
That's it. So I was some sweet spice. And we carried on the game and it was really fun. And me and Cam had a bit of a chat. And yeah, he's an awesome guy. And I'm looking forward to playing him in the future. Yeah. Because again, this was a fun game, even though I got my ass kicked and I just think I need to play better. But yeah.
Fair enough. Cool.
So yeah,
I'll go
that was yeah. You can hit yours. The only thing I will say is with that game, yeah, I was loving it like the whole way. All the Sydney guys, I loved the tournament. Everyone's really nice. So yeah, it was great.
Yeah, no, it was definitely one of the better ones I've been to. So game 3, I was playing the winner of last Old Hammer, Pete. Is it Pete Jenkins? Yeah. Oh, and I don't have his list up. Yes, I do. Sorry, I found it. So he actually won the last in 2+1. I can't remember. Maybe it was December. I can't remember, but it was he's got lizards. It's crazy, so he's played a bunch of Heresy. Played 8th, but hasn't played a lot of Old World. But yeah, came in and ruffle stomped people with these lizards. So I was like, oh great. Never played lizards. You sort of know what they do, but obviously, it's on and off. So yeah, had to kill his general. His general is a Saurus Scarvet. I don't even know what they got, man. It's just on a Carnosaur with this glyph necklace, whatever that is. Skink Chief. He's got basically a Skink Chief on a Pterodon with Ruby Ring, and then he's got a Skink Priest on a Ancient Steg with the Engine of the Gods. So basically, he's got, excuse me, he's got like a heap of monsters, and they're all shooting like souped up fireballs, basically. You could describe it that way. And then he's got 10 Saurus Warriors and 10 Temple Guards. So like little, I even asked at the beginning of the game, I went, how have you been finding these little units of 10? Because I did see them and thought, the right sort of deployment, you go after those things, take them out and try to redirect, because they're a fair bit of points for, I would assume, not very good, I don't know, 10. When you see 10 of anything, it's not a lot. But then he's got 10 skink skirmishes, 10 skink skirmishes, 15 skink skirmishes, one of them ambushes, one of the 10's the scouts, sorry, not ambush, or poison, obviously. So that's 35 poison shots. The Bastillodon with a solar engine and another ancient steg with the engine of the god. So, yeah, two of them have like a souped up fireball and the other one has a souped up fireball, basically. Plus, he's obviously got the, what's the other one? Yeah, battle magic on the other one, I think. Something like that. So anyway, so this is the game I have made a crap ton of mistakes. And I even remembered last night, in the middle of the night, I don't know, one of these Warhammer thoughts you have at 2 a.m. in the morning. I didn't even use my Fanatics, man. How dumb is that? I did not deploy my Fanatics in this game. Totally forgot about them. They were sitting in my trolley. I didn't even use
the trolley.
Could have actually used them, actually, in hindsight. But anyway, so dumb. But anyway, this is, I was trying to, because I wanted to, what was I trying to do here? I wanted to get, I guess I wanted to try and get the Night Goblins near the monsters to shoot, obviously, because they're large targets. But I also wanted the Boar Boys to be able to sort of find a bit that's a bit weak to sort of get in there and then try and wreak havoc in the back and try to stay. And then I also wanted to try and get my general near his general, something like that. So anyway, ended up putting like the Black Orcs in the middle in the forest and trying to do this fancy shit. But anyway, I ended up screwing myself because I couldn't really fit my Night Goblins on the right. You can see in this shot up the top left, he's put that Bastillodon. So I sort of thought, I started sort of caging it, thinking he was going to go that way. And that's why I put Night Goblins over there, and he didn't. And realistically, you heard me in my last game, should have always put those Night Goblins in the middle because they're 18-inch range. And like if you get TMP, you can at least move them around. But if you don't, at least you're in the middle of the board, which sucked. But anyway, so my deployment was not optimal by any means, I don't think. Plus, I was conscious of trying to span out a bit to stop what he's doing there, as you can see, putting the poison dudes. But in hindsight, I don't know, if you sort of castle up too, you don't have to worry too much about it either, because who cares if he's on one flank? I don't know. But anyway, that's whatever. But see, that's where I could have used my Fanatics. He did actually get close to my Night Goblins, and I could have just thrown a Fanatic through him, wiped some out, because I wasn't going to use them on anything else in this game. But anyway, he basically went full the other way. So he's got like his so just quickly I'll go through for the audio people. Yeah, my Night Goblins are fair way out on the left. Then I've got Giant in the middle forest, Black Orcs in the middle forest, my Wizard, the little Orc unit, another Giant, and my General behind that, and my Boar Boys are out on the right, which you can't see. They were going to go up the flank. So he's put his Pterodon against the Boar Boys. Obviously he's not going to stay there, but his Carnosaur's there, so like he's going to try and take that charge or take my Boar Boys out. He's got one of the other, I think that's his I'm going to get him confused, but I'm pretty sure the one next to his Steg is the Skink Priest on the Ancient Steg. Sorry, the one next to the Carnosaur is the Skink Priest on the Steg. He's got the 2 units of like the 15 and the 10 skirmishes, just all in a big blob with the other Steg behind that. Then he's got Saurus Warriors in the forest, Temple Guard, and then the Bastillodon. So it's all pretty much in the middle until he's left, and then I'm sort of spread out. So I had to try and sort of get back over there, which is a bit annoying. Plus, I failed casting TMP a couple of times, so I didn't actually make a lot of progress, which has been annoying. So yeah, I pushed
Is
up.
the Carnosaur like the scary one, like the scary
Yeah,
unit? So it's
that's
like
but I had to kill him. That's the one I had to kill, and I would have much rather my poison block be near him to just shoot him.
Yeah,
off the board. But I was nowhere near him. So my next thing was, well, what happens if I went in, just charge him with the ball boys and just see what happened? I can't remember what he was saying. For some reason, yeah, I don't know. I can't remember. We'll see if I remember when I go through here. So yeah, I pushed up that right flank, and then I failed to get TMP off. So I'm just moving as quick as I can with the night goblins, and I just basically ignored those scouting skinks on my left because I thought, well, what are they going to do? Shoot night goblins? As I said, I forgot my Fanatics, and on top of that, they got pretty close to them. I could have shot two. I wasn't using the Fanatics. I should have just shot two of them back through that unit, but I'm dumb. I forgot about them. And so, pushed hard. He put his, and then, he whacked his Stegodon right, and it's not Stegodon, Carnosaur right in front of those ball boys, basically saying, if you're going to charge them. I was trying to, I mean, I don't know what you guys think. Like, these dudes my guys put out a lot of stuff. But he is tough. I can't remember if he's tough 7 or tough 6, but they're pretty tough. I think he's tough 6. I think we looked through it. He's almost like the Wyvern dude. I don't think he's much different. I'm just having a look at his other rules here. Let me just see what the glyph necklace did, because maybe that was the thing that I was like, oh, I didn't know that. No, he's got a 5-up ward, basically, an MR2. So, he's a better fighter, probably, than like that Carnosaur.
What's the armor save?
I think he's a 3-up or something. Maybe a 2-up, 3-up.
So probably a 5-up after.
Probably, yeah. But he's only got 7 wounds, so he's very similar, but he's got weapon skill 5 as well. So I thought, like, if I get my general in, I'm going to probably eat through him eventually, or he won't be able to do much to me. But then what happened was he moved up. I can't remember if I got this shot here. He basically killed more of my ball boys with magic or something, and he'd moved up all his stuff. So I actually basically charged my ball boys past his dude into some skinks to wipe them out, to overrun into the next skinks and just start causing some fucking havoc before they die. To get my Wyvern around to try take on his general, because I did think I'm just going to general off and hopefully he's hitting on 5s.
Win the long game.
Yeah, that was basically what I tried over there. I think I failed TMP again, and this middle just wasn't getting anywhere, and he was just slowly took off a giant through poison and shooting and magic missiles. And what happened at the end is then, he basically I was sitting here going, okay, do I take my giant in? My Wyvern into his thing and start the fight. I actually elected not to. What I did is I flew right over and went, if you're going to charge into my big block, just charge in. I'm going to sit there and I will have my Wyvern wipe up those and my giant wipe up his other units and then come back. So I did that. I jumped over him. He did. He went in. I did get one shot. I did get TMP off and a long shot on his Carnosaur and put 3 wounds on him. 3 or 4, I can't remember. But because of the way I'd put those other orcs, he could hit them, kill them, overrun into my night goblins, and I wouldn't get standing shoots and stuff. So that was annoying. Good. He ended up basically with my night goblins in combat with his Carnosaur and his ancient stag. And then what happened was, I think what happened is that's what it was. My Wyvern, rather than charge his Carnosaur, I charged some other little skinks, and the other unit killed them all, overrun or something, and I turned him around, and on my turn, here it is here actually. I'm getting it confused. What happens is I've gone over my Wyvern, gone into the side of those Saurus in the forest, and my Black Orcs went in there and we evaporated them, and you can see his and he's eating through my Night Goblins as well with his Stegodon and Carnosaur. His other Stegodon went in the rear of my Wyvern. And I tell you, these Wyverns they are tanks. And I ended up wiping that Saurus, and killing his, I think I pushed back his steg. And so when I pushed it back, I reformed and I went, I can see his Carnosaur
Oh yeah.
Flew over,
Oh,
tipped his. I corner to cornered on his Carnosaur's base,
Ouch.
killed his general, and then turned around and then. What happened was I killed his general, so that Stegodon had to flee from both units, and I ran him down. And then I charged that remaining Stegodon. So my Wyvern killed
wow, the Wyvern.
his general and
Incredible.
his 2 Stegodons in like 2 turns. It just turned like that. And I went, wow. And while that happened, my Black Orcs then went after his Temple Guard and took them out as well. And that's how the game ended. And I got his general, and it just fell apart for a bit like the last. I was very worried, like at that shot when he had his general and he was chewing through night goblins, and I was like, oh fuck. And then he's flank charged my general. I'm like, oh, this is this
Yeah,
gonna
get
go
a
south.
rear charge on the general. How did you pull it out of there? Like,
It's just because we put everything into those
disastrous.
Saurus, so I just wiped the combat res was ridiculous. Pushed, gave ground on the other dude, and then rather than chase him up, I reformed and
got
I
out of
was
there.
able to see his other dude, and I just flew over. Yeah,
incredible.
it doesn't look like it there, but when you turn it around, you could see a line through to his steg. It's the way the angle was. You could go, oh, I could actually. Sorry, Carnosaur. The only debatable thing, and he didn't know, but it wasn't really debatable. I think we got it right. Was because I killed his Carnosaur. He was like, "Oh, your Wyvern's not in combat," but I'm like, "Yeah, but it's one big combat. Like your dude's dead, everything's ended. You outnumbered. You not auto broke, but he rolled. He couldn't fall back. So then you have to turn from the center of the big unit. You flee that the Stegodon." And then my 2 guys can turn. So I turned my Wyvern first and chased and killed him. You know what I mean? It's not like 8th where you fall out of combat, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Is that correct? I think I played it right.
I think so.
Yeah. So, yeah. But we were both amazed that Wyvern just basically ate his monsters. I was like, well, what the fuck just happened?
Yeah.
I don't know what the exact score was, but it was... it was a win to the Orcs. I was just like, wow. Because he almost killed all my night goblins. He just chewed through them. And I have never done that ever in my life. Gone 3-0.
That was good.
Yeah. It was very good. And that's how it ended. Yeah. And so we
amazing result.
Yeah, so then we tried to pack up quick, but they did the announcements and stuff. And then I didn't know what happened there, but then I ended up getting 3rd place. Amazingly.
Third place.
So this is
amazing.
Oh, sorry, that's the wrong one.
Yeah,
That's the wrong one.
I just blew the story. I got 3rd place, man. I couldn't imagine. Now, having said that, Adam, who actually won with Brett's, didn't have a painted army. So their rule is if you can't podium with an unpainted army. So basically, Simon Quacky won with like the Royal Host. Big block. He technically came 2nd, but he came 1st. Everyone moved up 1, so I ended up coming 3rd, which is cool. But if anyone's looking at like BCP, you'll see it says 4th. But I've got the medal, so fuck that. I got 3rd because I've never had that far before. But then I got best painted, which I thought was absolutely insane. Because I don't know, my Orcs just give me the shits. They just don't look. I don't know. My Tomb Kings and Empire, I think I've done a really good job, and my Orcs still feel haphazard.
An artist can never appreciate his own art. It's
I
others.
don't know, but I appreciate it. Thanks
others.
for everyone. I mean, it wasn't actually. I think it
really
was
good.
TO or judged painted. It wasn't. We didn't vote for best painted. So, thank you, whoever did work that out. I really appreciate it. But I did not expect that. I was very shocked when I think I picked up 3rd place, walked back, and then they went, oh, and best painted goes to Gommo. You have to come back up.
No, it's best painted first. I remember that.
Oh, whichever way it was.
Yeah.
I can't remember. I
It
was
was
like,
best painted. Then you got 3rd. I was like, hey.
Yeah, I
good.
didn't. I mean, I knew obviously I'd gone 3-zip, but I didn't know like they
Yeah,
weren't
you don't
like
know where
20
you are.
Neils or anything.
Yeah.
And there's,
you
when
never
you
know.
know there's like, Paddy's there, Paddy Gallagher's there, and bloody, Quacky's there, and you're like, I'm not even, they're up in their own echelon playing, you know what I mean? I think that's what happened with me. I was able to win right in the middle, 11, like you did at the beginning, 12-11, like 14-9. Like you're not winning big, so you're not up on the top. You're hanging around near the middle.
Yeah, win big on the last game, so it doesn't matter after that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, and the
Yep.
top ones always end up 10-10 and stuff because they're so tight. They play so tight. So
Yeah.
yeah. No, it was really shocked, man, shocked. Couldn't believe it.
Yeah,
So I came
congrats.
back and
Amazing.
finished painting stuff because I got all you get all jibed up thinking you know how to play. So
You know
That's
how to
good.
play?
yeah.
Pretty good
Well, finally, maybe it's
exhibition of that.
finally sinking in or something. I don't know.
Oh, I think you've learned some tricks for sure.
And a bit of luck. It's always a bit of luck.
Bit of luck, bit of magic.
Yeah.
What
Yeah,
else?
bit of poison. Let's be honest. Bit of TMP and poison.
Bit of
Always helps
TMP.
with Plague of Rust.
Oh man,
I don't
TMP.
worry about that little guy.
Yeah. I don't know. Like I was saying that. Yeah, we always say this, but like, yeah, at the moment with the old world, it's monsters or just take a massive block of shit because it just takes so long to get through. And by then, you can usually bring your monster over and do something. Or, Death
Or
Stars
bring
are in.
Bretts. Or bring
Yeah, I'll
Bretts.
bring Bretts. Yeah, basically, yeah. Cool. Well, that is our main subject. So we better kick on quickly. We are gonna. We knew it was going to be a monster one,
God.
so let's.
Which
I
was a
will just
monster
give this second half of the show. I probably won't be actually second half because technically we won't go that long. So I quickly better give our other dudes a shout out. There's no Patreon questions other than a couple of comments, so that's quick, and then we can just smash through some of the news if you guys have still got some energy.
Nice. Yep.
So
Sounds
a big
good.
thank you who keep us going here. We got Nick, Grant Vanderbosch, Chris Bowler, who we gave those tickets away to. I can't remember who it was.
Thanks, Chris.
I've sent that
Legend.
through. Drunk Hammer
Will
Nate,
Gunston?
Ben, Shooter Louis, yeah, that's it. Shooter Louis, Eugene Chaffer, Benoit, Edward Fawcett, Cam the Dentist, James McKellen, Liam Fallon, Tommy Kubelin, Jay McBride, Flat World's Edge, Sexy Jelly, Herald of the Old World, Kill Herd, David Dodge, Lancaster, Tommy Dogs, Matthew Klein, Thumper, Matt Morris, Thomas Vavasau, Griff, Jess Tors, Wood Duck, Josh Griffiths, Nananoum. Has he changed the capitalisation? I don't know. Daniel Broadstock, Jonathan Wengler, Elliot Mitchum, Gilthos, Draconos, Diesel, Denny Gamer, Robert Z, Andrew, OG Whirler. We've destroyed him. Tainted, Bobby Gherkin, Gumwitch, Sean Ritchie, Todd Lloyd, and Chapstick. So thanks, guys. Middle of the show / near the end. Sorry, guys, but yeah, we do appreciate you. Thanks. It's if you want your name read out, get on those patreon.com/oldworldfanatics. So let's just quickly hit up. Actually, while we're talking about them, I'm just going to throw up. Where is those things? Media assets. Where's the banners? Plasmid. He said, "Why did Gommo slaughter not just the men but the women and children too?" I didn't. That's it. Unlike Conan, he isn't into the lamentations of their women. So apparently, yeah, I did tell them that my results, so they did give me. The patrons did give me a good congratulations, so thanks for that. Wasn't really a question, it was more of a comment. And also, Jarek Kruger does ask Josh, Bretonian faction focus? When?
When?
Holding him to account. Good.
That's
Good.
right.
Soon.
Classic.
If ever.
The
Yeah.
people what they want, Josh.
By the time,
I don't know.
we'll all know all about him. Like, we just bloody, yeah.
Well, yeah, I'm not sure there's much insight that can be gained at this point.
Exiles, man, exiles.
Yes.
But anyway, crazy. So I'm just trying to share my screen quickly. So we'll go in reverse order. What happened in the week? Actually, do you reckon FAQ's quicker or not? Doesn't matter. Let's just smash
doesn't
through
matter.
stuff. We don't need to spend too long. Let's not go too long. But we have got a bunch of stuff. What the hell have I just opened up here? That's not the right one. I've just shared the wrong screen. Sorry, but you can see what I'm looking at when I bring it up. There we go.
On now. Yep.
No, I can. Yep.
Cool. Let's just jump through. We have got High Elves coming. Anything that surprised you guys with High Elves? We don't need to go through it in depth, but probably the most derpy thing of these guys in the battalion box. But I still think it's a pretty good battalion box because I think you're going to take. Well, I don't know. Are you? I don't know. But I feel like that chariot kit's awesome. I think it's a better
the
chariot
chariot's
than the
awesome.
Orcs goblins.
I've got the archers, but yeah,
They're a bit derp.
the spearmen are too derpy compared to the archers because you've got the Island of Blood sea
Sea Guard.
Guard.
Dudes.
which I use
Yeah.
as both Seaguard and
Yeah, gotcha. Yeah.
you've got
right.
to. You have to. It's just embarrassing
Yeah.
having those figures on the board.
Oh, okay. That's a bit of a shame, but oh well, that's fine. Like I initially did think it looked pretty cool. You know what probably saves this? I think the paint job's pretty good. I think the I don't know, maybe it's the classic look of High Elves. You know, like it's come up good. I think.
Well, what age worse, these guys or the Tomb Kings? You reckon skeletons?
Tomb Kings are probably the worst still, but I don't know. Tomb
These
Kings
guys are pretty bad.
Are they? Okay. Wow. Okay. Yeah. Maybe the Tomb Kings save themselves because you don't really notice that they're shit because they just look like skeletons.
They're
Do you know
just
what I mean? Like you can
skeletons?
offset it with a shield or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. You got a million of them anyway, so who cares?
Yeah. Obviously I love the fact that this is all getting talked about. We even got some pre-orders from Australia of stuff you could order in the UK for Empire. On Saturday, I bought a few things. We still don't have Wave 1, so it's kind of funny. Anyway, Warhammer the Old World, High Elf Realms coming out. We've got all the normal stuff. We don't get pictures of dice. It's a bit sad. I really want to see what the dice look like. And we get our first new characters. So Lord of Trace, or Trace, however you say it, this dude, casually holding his huge axe. What do you think about this one, Josh? Because Andrew and I have talked about it, but...
I don't know.
Obviously, you're not in love with it. Do you reckon his head looks a bit weird, or he doesn't have shoulders or something? I don't know. I think his proportions are a bit weird, but maybe it's just because he's going to be.
He's got a lion head and a
lion.
Hand on his shoulders, I suppose. Well,
yeah.
Give him a bit of a break. He's not the worst. He's not derpy hands, Josh. Come on, give him a break.
Yeah, no, he's not. He's not.
Flappy hands.
He's very chunky for an elf, I guess, but maybe that's the effect of the lion.
I think it's that, and then he's obviously bigger. Like once you see him next to the others, I still think we got to hold judgment until we get potentially, obviously down the track, all new figures.
Feel a bit offended.
Yeah, you're going to get him, aren't you?
Yeah.
Got a Shaya Vess, or however you say it. Shaya, I don't know. Sentinel of the Silent Isles.
Yeah, I'm guessing.
She's going to be leading the Seaguard ones, or whatever they are. So another one. So you're getting at least two here, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, she looks cool. She's kind of like, when do you ever see an elf missing an eye, like with an eye patch?
They're usually all very well pruned and done. Yeah, I wouldn't have thought they'd let anyone half maimed back into battle.
Give a shit. She's
she's old.
Or they're completely blind.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Like true. They've got the
yeah. Nah, so you get the couple of fine castle, not fine castle resin ones, and then this is the interesting one. I don't know, Josh, if you picked up on this because Andrew did initially, and then we reread it. But Illyrian Reavers, which obviously don't strike fear in the heart of many people, but Andrew was the first to go, hang on, they don't have these shooting dudes. Because we were talking about the fact that they were on the same rule as Skaven, so you can't really redo them. And then that's when we realised it does actually say it's actually a new kit, re-engineered to look very similar. But it's a new plastic kit basically, which is so it is interesting what they put effort into. Yeah. Now they would have been CAD sculpted for Island of Blood, I would imagine. So they probably just reworked them still, but they would have had to re-engineer, like redo the molds and stuff.
Maybe get one out quickly.
Yeah, that's a big effort to do that.
Yeah, especially for Illyrian Reavers. It's funny, but I guess they have to do it if they don't want to. Yeah, it was a bit of a shock. Yeah, but you'd have to have a look. I mean, I don't know them enough in detail to know exactly what's changed and stuff, but.
No. Well, I'd say the horses. The horses are very similar. Like the spears are kind of similar. Like the headdress is very similar. But yeah, no cocked bows.
None of these sort of guy. Yeah. Okay.
Nah, but
so the pose is more dynamic then, sort of.
Yeah. It's got like the guy with the it's very similar. Very, very similar.
Makes you wonder why they haven't done that. Is that the first time they've done that? Where they've like
I'm trying to think.
patched a kit almost and like remastered a
Yeah, I think in terms of
box?
plastic, yes, because the other ones are things like the casket of souls and like those where they and the war wagon where
and
they've
the
cleaned
war
up the
wagon.
metal or it's really the metal.
Yeah.
They've cleaned up the metal
Yeah.
ones. Yeah.
Which is like a single mini they've just worked on.
And it's cheaper to do
completely
a
different.
resin mold, I'd imagine, than the plastic injection one. So yeah, but interesting. Very interesting.
Makes you wish they'd done that on some of the
So I don't
other
know if that's
old
such a
kits.
dedication to Illyrian Reavers or such a dedication to ensure Skaven don't end up in Old World. I don't know how to read their investment there. Yeah, returning plastic kits. We've got the old dragon, which again probably doesn't hold up, but they're not going to give you AOS dragons. You have to go and buy them separately. So
it's not that old either compared to what's getting released, but as we've spoken about, it's not the favorite of the dragons out there.
And it's got to be the first model that came out with these little, nowadays they're everywhere, the little like dogs and the little things, and this one's got a little baby dragon hanging out.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cute. The frost heart and fire thingy phoenix, which you never see. I don't think you've ever seen the flame spire phoenix. Does everyone build that one? I don't even know. It's a shame they can't make these guys better.
I've got a dual kit. I made mine flame and frost in one.
Did you?
Well, Kieran painted it that way. So.
Yeah. And then you got the good heroes.
Have you run it as a flame?
I'll run it as either or. Currently, I don't run it as either.
You've got the plastic hero dudes. They look pretty cool. You've got the mages, which look, again, I think pretty cool. Again, I don't know how many people. I haven't actually seen this dude. I've seen more of than these mages. So I'm not. It's just I guess probably don't notice. But were any of these in Island of Blood, or they're always separate?
Nah. There's a different guy on the Island of Blood
that's right. That's maybe why I don't see. Maybe that's why I don't see these guys because everyone just used the cheap back then. Don't know.
Yeah, the one on horse is hard to get. It is hard to get a mage on horse.
Okay. But would have this been one of those dual kits, or are they all separate? Not dual kit, but like one of those little boxes with both in it?
Yeah, it is. It was a little box with both.
Yeah.
But cool. they're around. They're definitely around.
Do you reckon that elf head there looks like maybe the mother or father of Flappy Hands? Like cheekbones are pretty big.
It is. It's got the nose. Maybe not quite as big.
Probably. Got the Dragon Princes coming back in a unit of 10. We've got the Silver Helms in a unit of 12, which is pretty cool. A crap ton of these are the Island of Blood ones, eh? Are they? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So is that how much do we count here? Is this 35 or something? That's got to be the biggest infantry unit they're going to do if that's what they're releasing it in. That's massive.
That is a huge unit.
Yeah, and you would do that over those spearmen for sure.
Oh, yeah.
They look
so
way better.
Yeah, they do look incredible.
Yeah. And then you got the Phoenix Guard, which, I don't know, Rob, have you got these?
Not these, but I've got the metal ones.
Oh, okay. It's just funny. Rob, I've heard him say to multiple times, Rob from Honest Wargamer, that they're the worst plastic kits to put together. So I'd love to hear some more.
Oh, to put together?
On that. Yeah. Apparently, they're just the way they're just, I don't know if it's a combination of detailed or the different. Yeah, interesting.
Nah, I got the metal there. They're heaps easy.
Then the Sword Masters, a bunch of them. The White Lions, which I'm not sold on these dudes. I think you could do such a better job. They look weird. I don't know what it is.
They look spindly almost.
Yeah. They don't look big and tough. Yeah. I know they're elves, but yeah.
They look similar to the old metal ones almost compared to the Wildwood ranges look so awesome in comparison.
Yeah.
Which is really weird.
It's a bit of a shame, but here's what it is. These are great.
I think the old metal ones look a bit better than that, to be honest. I don't know.
Really?
I prefer.
Okay, yeah, maybe. Then Sister of Avalon, Shadow Stalkers, what are they called? That's a good
Shadow
kit.
Warriors.
Yep, Shadow Warriors, yep. And then obviously that's just the split up box. Oh, and the Sky Card are repeatable. It's basically everything. Is there anything in here that isn't? Oh, there's a couple of metal kits with the Everqueen.
I think we said the Eagle, the Griffin.
Oh, the Eagles. Yeah, the Eagles and the Griffin. Yes, the smaller Griffin. Which is interesting. Or Imbric or one of those made to orders potentially down the track. I don't know. But it is sounding like that these are coming very soon. So now I'm thinking I'm thinking no more than 6 weeks after the Empire's finished too, I reckon. I reckon it's going to come pretty quick. So March at
Yeah,
the,
they really
like the
seem like
latest,
they're
I
pushing
reckon.
it out. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just
They're not
pretty
trying
interesting.
to, not trying to push out that, sometimes they're like, something's coming out. They're like trying to like hype it up and it takes ages to come out. It's like almost like
I just think they're like bang. Yeah, I think that's what it is. And obviously because we were wondering about this, we were like, what's this Beastman thing? And yeah, they previewed that too, and obviously it's coming too. So this is, and the name is here somewhere, but now I can't see where it is. Morgor the Shadow Gave with his little familiar thing or whatever it is, which looks pretty cool. Very chunky dude, but he's a Beastman, and yeah, not too bad. Just one of these resin ones. I think he fits very well with the aesthetic of the other, the Empire Wizards that brought out. They all sort of look very similar. Even obviously he's a Beastman, but you know what I mean. And again, very similar to that Demonology pick. So people were right. But obviously demons are not coming out. Sorry, Beastmen are not coming out before High Elves, but they're not far off. So that was cool to get that. And we thought that was it until they put the roadmap up.
Kept on coming.
And did this.
What's that little guy?
It's just, it has to be this, hey? Like,
surely.
Everyone knows about it now, so we don't have to really describe it in detail. But obviously they've got the High Elf Reveal book, and then they've got the More to Come Beastman Wood Elf box, and then they've got this other one, which, again, everyone said, and you can look at it yourself, it's Cathay, the mountain range in the back of one of the Total War Warhammer pictures of the Cathay army. So
the load screen,
I mean, if this comes to fruition, which I think it must, I'm going to have to eat my words, because remember I was saying that Cathay's not coming until it's going to be a launch box V2. We'll get it next year. I'm still not 100%. Well, now, I don't know. The more I look at this, it says more to come. So does that mean it has to come out? I guess yes. They're not going to do that and just go, you're going to get a reveal. Because that's what I sort of lent. When I first saw this, my gut was, oh, yeah, we're going to see Cathay this year, but it might not come out to next year.
For January, it's like it's an odd date to be coming out in January. I'm like how long are these reveal things?
Well, this thing, you're not going to reveal something now in January for something that's 12 months away. No way. So I think Beastmen
haven't revealed it
by
yet.
summer. No, but they've said it's coming. When you look at the other roadmaps, they never do anything for over a year away. They do it for the next 6 months, maybe 9 months. So my gut feel is it's the second half of this year. It could still be late in the year, but it sounds like we are getting, new Army for Old World. I hope it comes along with some fixes and balances for the gameplays as well, but who knows? But yeah.
Surely, I don't know. Time period wise, like it'd be a bit weird to throw a little teaser out for something 12 months away.
Yeah, no, I think, I think it's definitely, it's this year, and I'm shocked actually. I didn't think they would be putting that much into this first version, giving
I don't think anyone was.
Yeah. Now, just to throw some salt on it, or whatever the word is, which is a bit downer, because I was saying this to Andrew, I was like, man, if you actually polled everyone would be stoked to get a whole new plastic army, and how is it even a business? It's not a risk at all. So I went out to the Warhammer, what's his name? The big Warhammer Facebook group from Ergo, who runs that one, and there's a fair few people on it. I don't know, is it tens of thousands on there? Put a poll up last week, and it's sitting at least 2/3 say no. I just said something like simply, I'm just trying to determine if it's a good business decision. Would you buy a Cathay army all plastic? Like a new, and only about 1/3 said yes. Which now, to give credit to the people who said no, probably half of them said it's too expensive. I could only afford one Old World army at once. So take that with a grain of salt. But I was a bit shocked that, it's not just.
It was only 1/3.
Don't you want? I don't know. Don't you want to support the game yeah, I don't know, just weird. Anyway, everyone's can do that what they want, but I would never expect, in hindsight, you would never expect 90% of people to say, yeah, I'm going to buy it. But
I wouldn't buy it just because they don't interest me personally.
well, that's the other ones were people saying I'd rather Kislev than that and all that sort of stuff. But
yeah, I'd buy other.
I'll just say this. I'll do another prediction. I'll probably get it wrong. But there's a lot more people who voted no that are going to say yes when they see what it's like to get a whole new plastic old world army released. It's like, cocaine in the veins. It's going to be like, they're going to go, wow, this is what it's like. They've been so abused for so long. They don't understand what it's like. And they're about to get hit with it. So I've still got confidence. Yeah.
But I mean, like we've discussed, it seems like, Total War Warhammer 3 has had such a huge hit within certain parts of the world, like the Asian market. Possibly they're trying to expand into that market. Like, I mean, that's clearly. I mean, why does the Asian market love Cathay so much? Clearly, it's maybe something to do with something like the law might be quite familiar to them, whereas a lot of the sort of English background, like even Australian America and European and whatnot, we tend to be drawn to the medieval side of it quite a bit. Whereas the medieval doesn't really. Yeah, so I mean, you can see probably why they're doing it if they are trying to expand into that Asian market. It's something that they obviously connect to more than traditional Warhammer.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah,
I think it's probably have a good chance of just drawing in new players in general though as well. Like one thing with your polling is you're polling people who are well and truly invested already, heavily invested in the
jaded,
game.
grognards. Awesome players, they're everything and above. You know what I mean? Like they're all that. Yeah, exactly right. And I did think later on, after I didn't get the results technically I wanted, it's not that I want them, but I did think
you were hoping for.
Well, yeah, I thought like in other things, like if I was doing a poll for software stuff and I did it into a broad thing like that, I wouldn't. There'd be a number where if I got above a certain amount, say it was 30%, that I'd be like, yeah, this is worth doing. Still, you know what I mean? It's a large enough number. When you sell something, you're not trying to sell it to everyone. Not when they release orcs for 40K, they know that not all 40K games are going to buy
demographic.
Orcs. Yeah. So it doesn't have to. So maybe that 33% or whatever that's doing, maybe that is indicative that yes, that is a really good number. Yeah, as well.
It'd be pretty rare you're going to get any army coming out and everyone's like, oh, I'm buying it. Like people only connect with a certain army, or it might be the right time for them.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah. Anyway, well, yeah, I'm still not like I'm like very certain. I'm like in that 85, but I'm still sort of in shock a bit that wow, is this actually like I didn't expect a new faction before they potentially do a version 2.
No. Yeah, I wasn't expecting it either. Really,
I do hope that they correct some things because it'd suck again for even a new player to come in if they put a new army out. I guess it might be OP'd the way they do it, who knows, but it also might go, yeah, here's this awesome looking Jade Warrior unit and you'll never see it because it's infantry or something. Like you would hate that to happen. So make sure the game mechanics, and they're not hard, like, I won't go too much because we're running late, but if you listen to Rob and Val's the FAQ, there'll be a good tangent into the FAQ quickly. The last 15 minutes of their video, their review of it got pretty dark, I reckon, but it was sort of almost needed, a bit of venting to go, okay, there are 100, whatever they are, the market cap of Games Workshop's huge, and I know Old World is small, but I think I agree with Rob that get your fucking shit together. It's not hard to fix the things that are broken mechanically with this game by just fucking talking to a few people who actually play the game.
Yeah.
It's like, again, we suggested this last week. How about you just decide to put the FAQ out and say, we've got a month, give us some feedback, run it through AI to summarize it and fix it. Like, it's not hard, Games Workshop.
Community engagement from Games Workshop is dismal. Like,
it's better than it ever used to be, but yes, you're right. It's not hitting the mark it should, given it. You could, the fact This is the thing. And I think it's getting to the point where some people in the community, like, us and others, are starting to lose a little bit of patience with the stupidity given it's 2025. That's all, It's not hard to fix or write shit a bit better. And it doesn't mean if you can't do it, just ask us to do it. We'll help. And then take it back.
Across the board, but it's like all the game, 40K was in a shit spot. It's probably still in a shit spot. The amount of whinging about how bad 40K was, rules wise, and just the fixes, and I don't know. I don't know who's in charge of rules or if they even really care. As in, like, clearly you'd think that people higher up in the, GW management would probably think that that's quite a priority to maybe not have community offside. Maybe try and get the community.
Oh, well, look, I actually do like, I think the CEO, Kevin Roundtree's done an awesome job. I think he made some cool jokes the other week. They did their 6-month report last week or the week before, whatever. And look, it's in their mission. Like, they are there to inspire and engage their community. And I think they do it. That's why it's so big, 40K. Like, I mean, you can't argue with the numbers and how it's gone. I just feel like we're not actually asking a lot. All we're asking is, rather than you just take it on, like write your 4-page or 8-page FAQ, fucking ask some people who play the game a lot just to proofread it. You can still make the rules. You can still decide how it works. Just proofread it and go, oh, that's a bit dumb. What does that mean? It's not, but they don't seem to do that, and it wouldn't take very long at all.
No.
And you would get so much goodwill if you just went, look, we're going to open a new thing up. We're going to put these posts out. They're beta, and we're going to release them in a month. Send us some feedback. Done.
Yeah.
And you'd fix it. And then you'd spend half a day. I guarantee you come in half a day on the Monday in the 4 weeks, correct the PDF, and put it back out that afternoon. It's not fucking hard. That's all I'm going to say. Like, if it's hard, come talk to me, because it shouldn't be. Anyway, let's move on to the FAQ and quickly chat about that before we close out today's show, because I know it's getting late. With that, was there some crap in here that you guys, or good stuff that you thought with the FAQ now that you've sort of read it? Josh, you went through it. Did you a bit?
Yeah, I have read through it.
Does anything affect you that much?
Oh, absolutely. I can now take units of 3 questing knights.
You going to do that?
No.
No. Okay. Damn.
I don't know why. I don't know why I did that.
Yeah. Well, I'm not going to read it all.
Such a bizarre change.
Yeah. What do you think? I mean, obviously we got the big changes we saw come through, I think, were obviously the sisters getting getting spammed out like they're gone now. You're not going to see them. Which I thought was a bit overkill.
Just chuck them in the bin. You don't need those models anymore.
Yeah, basically.
I don't know. It was bad. I don't know if it's that bad, but you can't pick them. All right, that was OP what they've done. I don't think they went down the right direction, but you might.
What do you mean? What do you think they should have done rather than
have pick, or you can only have one? So like either you roll off for a certain number of spells, so they give you an option of 3, you roll, or you can only pick one. Maybe you can have on your army list or something like that. So like you can't have guys.
Oh, you have multiples.
Yeah, they could have done that. You can pick any, but you can't have the same spell on that same unit. I think that would have fixed it too.
Yeah. Well, the only problem with that is like if you had 1 per army, I suppose it's like you're always going to pick the same one.
Yeah, well, but it still wouldn't. You'd end up with fireball pillars and maybe arcane or I don't know, or earthen ramparts or I don't know, something. Well, maybe not them, but you know what I mean. Like, I don't think it's overkill. I think that still would have been okay. But again, this is where again
maybe 3 or 4, and then just have like an average one, a medium one, and a good one, and then just say like, oh, roll, basically.
Well, just you're producing these plastic boxes soon. In a couple of months, you're going to sell them, and yes, people will buy them because the Wild Raiders are good, but no one's going to buy them to make sisters. And you just did that because of the you didn't send that PDF out to other people to go, oh, don't know if that's going to, that's all you would have had to do. Again, anyway.
Too heavy-handed.
Yeah.
Needed a fix, but not that fix.
Yeah. So that was cool. The other one that was interesting, I thought, I'm just going to pick some off the top of my head and you guys can feed it in and we'll just talk for 5 minutes and then we'll have to close it out. was and now it's slightly debatable, the whole response around the what was it? It's basically the oh fuck. It's the one that affects the impact hits, like the linear obstacles.
Linear
What's the
obstacle,
actual
the
was that in
crunch.
this one?
Is that the short linear
No.
obstacle?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But how did it come up? Is it in the rule book or is it in
I thought it was
No,
the
it is.
terrain.
Yeah, it is.
Maybe.
A unit charged an enemy unit that defending a low linear obstacle made
Oh,
in base
low linear,
contact with the
Yep.
obstacle rather than the unit. Can the unit
Oh.
make impact hits or stomp attacks? And they went, no. Okay, they could have ended it there and that would have been
Yeah,
fine.
could have.
And that would have
Yeah.
made it so good. And then they went, models must be in base contact with an enemy make impact hits or stomp attacks. Great. So now you've just if you don't want to put your challenger, if I've got my champ and you've got your dragon or chariot coming in and we challenge and then I accept and you don't move your model, you're not getting impact hits or stomp attacks on my champion because unless you put it in fucking base contact, you don't get impact hits or stomp attacks. Like they just open up so many dumb things.
Yeah.
By not using anyway. But having said that, let's forget that stupid bit. I actually like what they're trying to say here to make linear obstacles. And what I thought was quite interesting is the polarization of, say, the UK are basically not wanting linear obstacles at all and think the whole thing's dumb. And then Australia feels like we actually do this. We all got excited, go, cool, we're going to see linear obstacles, might be a tactic.
Actually might do something. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's so
absolutely.
funny to see like different opinions on it. I just thought that was really funny.
Yeah.
I think a lot of the negative opinions probably had to do with the second part of that sentence answer. But anyway,
yeah, probably.
I still think it'd be
anything's
cool
gonna
to
help
see linear
infantry.
obstacles.
Yeah. There's only so much terrain really out there. It's good to see.
Apparently, yeah, they don't exist at the moment. I didn't see a single linear obstacle on those photos.
Oh, they weren't because we're using the Honest Wargamers one. Yeah. And
Yeah.
like, I still don't think it'd be OP if you anything that acts as a low linear obstacle, like, you know, the spells and stuff should do it as well. I think it really helps take down some of this craziness, I thought, with monsters and stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
I
Because
think
some of
it's
those
a great
spells,
rule.
like, it's not circumvented, isn't it? Because they're still in base contact. So
Well, especially
you
because a
still
lot of
get
them
your
say,
stomps.
except unless you're a flyer, it doesn't do anything. So, like, you fly over and then, you know, like the linear obstacle where you're disrupted or whatever the hell it is, but unless you fly, and it's like, well, I'm a dragon, so now I can just come in and stomp you. It'd be heaps better if you went, you know, you're behind a wall, you don't get stomped. You know, I think that's, I don't know.
Which is obviously part of the problem because there's, you know, entrenched or you've got, you know,
those
spells saying
Rampartians have it as well.
Yeah.
They've got some stake things.
Defending a low linear
Oh,
obstacle.
yeah, the defensive stakes.
There's no physical gap between you and the other person. So you are in base when they charge. Yeah. So it's like, well, what's going on there?
Yeah, that's just a dumb sentence. And whoever wrote that, isn't it? Like it doesn't take long to make that statement and then in the back of your brain go, oh, hang on. That's probably going to cause some issues with X, Y, and Z. Seriously, like that's just juvenile. I'm getting offensive now.
Angry gommo.
Yeah.
Get your shit.
Yeah, I'm going to be over there in a year or so. So you watch out. I'll be angry unless I want to see that.
I came third in Oldhammer. I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
What I say.
I think there was another cool change, wasn't there? Though we thought with this. Oh, the Law Familiar. That's the third one. I thought.
Oh yeah.
I think that's a cool change. Do I like it 100%? No, because it does affect everyone, but I do like it. I think it makes. So for those who don't know, obviously the Law Familiar now you cannot. It's rules is written. It was probably this way anyway, but no one played it. You can't actually choose your own law. You have to just choose the drop to the sig of the law you've chosen. But yeah, I mean, outside of Ogre Blade and the Talisman of Protection, Law Familiar was just everyone took it. So now at least you have to have that choice, you know. If I've only got a goblin,
random for me because like they fixed that, and then to me, Ogre Blade and Ruby Ring are like the two.
Oh, sorry, Ruby. Yeah.
They're the must brings. Just
well, I don't think they're. I don't know. Yeah, they're doing that. I feel like that FAQ for the law for me isn't to balance anything. It's more just They just clarified how it
Clarify.
works.
Yeah. Nah, true.
Now, I don't know if that was ever their intention or not. I don't know, because the rest of this doc, you wouldn't be able to work that out. But the repercussions of that, though, I think are interesting. And I think it's actually a pretty cool change, because now, again, it just, debuffs magic just a bit and makes you have to commit or not get that sig spell that you really wanted or whatever. So I think it's a good change.
Yeah.
And you'll see some other arcane items because of it, which is pretty cool. Yeah. Well, before we close out, anything else on those FAQs? Was there
one last one? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Which really pertains to us as well. So, if a wizard wears a wizarding hat, does it increase their level of wizardry? I can't believe
this
the
whole
timing
time.
of
Did
that
I
one.
not have this screen up? Oh, sorry, guys. I did not have the book up.
Oh, no, you didn't.
No, it doesn't matter. You guys knew what it was. Yeah, how good's that? That was exactly like Tim. No, what was his name?
Todd.
Pedersen.
Yeah.
He'd already worked this out. He knew it. Maybe he's one of the guys who has access to this early, but he knew that it would make you a level 1. I think it's so cool. But
it would have been really quite funny if we given him the ticket and he was going, and then this FAQ came out saying the opposite, and suddenly he had a level 5.
And he's actually just
destroyed. It's like, oh my god, I'm power destroyed.
That would have been good.
Fanatics.
The other one that was weird like that is the orc one, the Ed Button hat getting FAQ that you can't stack it, because you could stack it before, and there was occasionally the person putting 6 of them on a war boss. 6 impact hits. But it's funny. Anyway, we probably didn't cover that much because our other stuff went really good, but hopefully that new structure is interesting enough for us to give us some feedback on. We're going to chat. Well, we weren't going to because we didn't have time, but we haven't got any CanCon lists out. Maybe at some point we can try squish in a little bit of a CanCon review at some point. But otherwise, Josh is going to give us a big wrap up next week, I guess.
Yeah. Oh, guys. Yeah.
Are you ready?
Ready for the what? For the wrap up or for the actual tournament?
The tournament. Are you ready for this? We haven't had time to do it, so I'm assuming if you painted that Realm Knight.
Yes. I painted the Realm Knight. I got most of what I wanted to get done. I am
You're doing the basing
base
as well. Yeah, if you got a pick, bring it up. Yeah, but
here it is. Base adapters
underway.
Under
construction.
Construction. I have got the Green Knight done as well. Is that going to work? There we go.
Oh, cool.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's the little transfers and stuff that I've been working on.
That is so cool. I was going to say, is that your freehand? That is some kick-ass freehand. So that's transfers, is it?
Yeah. I have sort of reinforced it with a bit of freehand on top, but it's really the transfers that's doing all the work, really. That's
still really cool.
Yeah,
that is so good.
Takes ages anyway.
Crazy.
You did the banner, or is that transfers on the banner?
That's transfers too. That's transfers too.
So cool.
It's all I mean, that was pretty. It took ages getting transfers on the banner, lining them up, trimming them back.
I'm sure. That is like. So when you actually sit back and see the work that's gone into it, it's a lot of hours.
I'm that's awesome, man.
Pretty happy with how it came out in the end.
It's gonna piss some people off, but it'd be funny.
Oh yeah, but they can't be annoyed because it looks pretty. It's not just green. And I don't really have time to get in this now, but I did actually play the campaign yesterday. I did have another round of the campaign.
Did you? God, is it that quick?
Yeah.
Oh God. Okay. Yeah, and you haven't got your other 6 Ed podcasts out though from the last round.
No, I know.
Oh, damn! You have to do a double. Yeah.
It's been a bad time of the year to do it, but I'll do it. I'm hoping.
Yeah. True.
Get that ready.
Cool. I love the circus colors there. That's cool.
Little circus.
Yeah.
So good.
It's so good.
That is funny.
Yeah.
Cool. Oh well, we'll have to cut this one short, and then we'll not short, but you know what I mean, the hobby and stuff, and we'll do a bunch of that tomorrow. And then I think there's a chance, I don't know who's available. It's probably more Andrew. That the 2+ dudes might want to do a bit of a Old Hammer wrap up. Not wrap, just how we thought about all went as well, and do a bit of a
I'll be keen for that. They were awesome. They were so good.
So Alex and Pat. So hopefully we'll try and
Yeah.
get that out this week. If by the time you hear
That'd be
this, it
awesome.
might be coming out soon, but we'll see.
Yeah, yeah.
Anyway, we better call it. It's 2.5 hours for us, so we better probably close this one off. It's been a
Yeah,
lot,
it's
and
an
next
episode.
week's going to be huge.
Standard
Josh got
episode.
6 games to get through just for him.
6
So-
games.
Yeah,
I can't
Crazy.
wait.
What's going to happen?
of
I
2,400
can't
The army
points.
list I haven't played yet. Yeah, 2,400 points. Oh my god.
It's
Wow.
gonna be so good.
Cool. No
Insane.
worries, guys. Well, I'll wrap it up. Thanks for listening to the
Might be
Fanatics
repetitive.
episode. If you enjoy
Maybe
weekly
My
ramblings,
my stuff charged across the board and either died or didn't die.
you'll
Next
be
game.
done. You'll be done in like an hour. If you
Stop
watch this on
spoiling it.
YouTube, hit the like, subscribe, and comment on the video. Did you like us getting straight into the main topic? I'd love to know that. And again, jump on the patreon.com/fanatics. Join the other guys in there. See you on over on our Discord. Until next time, guys and girls, and Josh and Andrew, and I can't find my thing to press the button. We'll see you next week. I can't wait to hear about CanCon.
Yep. Thank
Okay.
you.
Cheers, guys.
See you guys.
Bye.
Yep.